Welcome to Clink, episode 2. This is about marital arts because young Daniel over there just got married recently.
But it's not about marital arts.
It's similar, it's martial arts. But congratulations, Daniel.
Thank you, mate. Cheers. Good. Fucking bringing that up straight away.
Marital is so close to martial, I had to do it.
Very clever. Well done. Good.
Very clever.
Good job. Okay, so yes, today, martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
This is a subject that is close to both of our hearts.
A bit. Sorry, I just always interrupt you, I shouldn't do that.
So, both been training martial arts, Joe admittedly for longer than I have.
But not as good, and not as dedicated. And also when I was much younger, so I didn't get the full experience that you have as an adult, because I think I just like to hit stuff when I was a kid.
I think it's as a kid. I think it's good to get into it as a kid.
It's fantastic.
But yeah, we're both fans of it. Both follow it very closely in the MMA world, which is, I suppose, currently the only way you could really follow a martial, unless you're really into like the taekwondo, international taekwondo. Or
you could do like you could do like some of the. I mean, all martial arts have like competitions, don't they?
Yeah,
club competitions.
They're just mostly in like a sweaty garage somewhere.
Yeah, they're not televised.
Yeah, well, a lot of them, they're not not televised, but they're on the internet, aren't they? It's becoming more.
So if you follow your local club,
you
can watch their fights.
Yeah.
Probably.
But yeah, usually they are in like an old basketball court somewhere, and it's like the world championships, and there might be someone selling t-shirts. It's usually it's not like a World Cup situation like football or something like that. It is usually very very much a grassroots sort of thing. You get things, particularly in jiu-jitsu, is gradually getting bigger. If you go into ADCC, which is the Abu Dhabi tournament they have over there, that's obviously being in Abu Dhabi, they throw a lot of money at it.
Oh, right.
So it's a very quite a large event at that point, or not quite a stadium, but certainly a large arena.
That's weird. Do they have multiple fights at once?
Yes.
That would make sense.
Yeah, they've got a few matches going on at once.
Just,
but well,
just
they have multiple
people
mats.
watching one guy.
But then if like it's the black belt heavyweight championship, the other mats are fucking empty. Everyone's sort of watching this one fight.
Sure.
You're not gonna sort of be watching sort of the blue belts rolling around in the corner while the savages are at it over there. Everyone's it's people go to their point of interest, which tends to be the reason the names they recognise.
I mean, that's why we watch UFCs for the main card, but the prelims are always better anyway.
Not always better, but there are recent events certainly. Yeah, the prelims
always have been exaggeration, but quite regularly.
Fight of the night. It's almost been on prelims for probably the last 5 or 6, the last UFC, just because they've been absolute savages, and they're just guys that really want to make a name for themselves.
Yeah,
and really want to sort of go through and sort of push hard, whereas the guys at the top, Conor and Woodley, tend to be sort of phoning things in a little bit.
I liked that fight.
Okay, I'll give him a stick. Referring to Tyron Woodley, the current UFC welterweight champion, who's had out his 3 last fights.
He got a lot of shit for that fight.
He's got a lot of shit for his last 3 fights. The one ended in a draw with Stephen Thompson, then the rematch with Stephen Thompson, which ended in the dullest decision I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, that second... I don't know if I watched the first one, but that second one was pretty boring.
Yeah, the second one was dull. Until like the last minute of the 5th round.
Yeah.
And then, the most recent one with Damian Maia, which was technically very impressive. Woodley managed to stuff
did what he had to do.
most of Maia's takedowns.
Yeah. Obviously, it wasn't a thrilling brawl, but...
It was a technician's match.
Yeah, he did what he had to do to win. I just thought that Dana dissing him for it was stupid.
Yeah, that's a total dick move. Yeah, that's a really bad show. Dana White, the president of the UFC, when he comes out and actually slates his fighters, that's clearly a bad shout. Gives like Demetrius Johnson a load of shit, the flyweight champion, and comes out.
How can you give him shit?
It's like you've won your last 11 title defences, I think.
Oh no!
Equal Dan Anderson Silva's record, and it's like just because you don't promote him, obviously doesn't sell tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not like he does it decision as well. He beat the jiu-jitsu black belt by armbar, wrestled the wrestler, and kneed the shit out of the Muay Thai champion.
I've only seen like 2 of his fights because they're rarely ever on.
Well, they're on like fight nights. They don't go on. He doesn't put them on pay-per-view because no fucker watches them because people are dicks sometimes. But
because they're too small and people like seeing big people hit each other.
they do, yeah. But the
Which
thing
is silly, obviously. The littler guys are the wildest ones. They're the ones that have the scrappiest fights.
Well, the thing is that the lightweight division, 155, and possibly the featherweight, they're probably the two most hotly contested ones. Like,
yeah.
they're probably the best fights you see in there. You go down to sort of bantamweight and you're looking at people like TJ Dillashaw and like Cody Garbrandt, who have
Great
put
fights.
some incredible fights. Then you drop 10 pounds to flyweight and no one gives a shit. It's just that small gap between the two of them. There just seems to be, you know, a complete lack of interest, and I place that blame purely on the promoters, really, because the fights are good. They're actually interesting fights to watch. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And
Well, they can take so much more punishment, so you get to see people get punched in
Yeah.
the face a lot more, which is what people want anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You don't often see a knockout. It's usually a TKO finish if you see it, something like that, or a submission. But yeah, I mean, they don't often go to.
No, you're not going to see a knockout unless someone takes a kick to the head.
Or it's a knee or an elbow usually, or something like that. Yeah, it's Usually.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone get knocked out by an elbow.
I'm sure there'll be plenty that come into my head as we go on.
Yeah,
this,
sure.
Yeah.
So what martial arts have you done then?
Well, so I started off really late in life. I think I was about 22. No, probably later than that.
It was like 4 years ago, right?
Yeah, 5 years ago. Yeah,
5
so
years
I was 24 when I got dragged along to our local kickboxing class, Laogar kickboxing.
Yeah.
And I loved
That's
it.
a style.
Yeah, so a kung fu style of kickboxing. I think like the points style.
Yeah.
That sort of rather than necessarily hands up and sort of wading in sort of thing. But yeah, got involved in that mostly through sort of like fitness, weight loss. Had some friends that did it. So went along.
Fucking good friends that did it.
Yeah.
Good fighters, man.
Yeah. So went along there, got beaten up a bit with that. Yeah, absolutely loved it. Just loved the spirit of the competition, camaraderie, helping each other out. Sort of you're getting beaten up by the guy, but you know, it's a training partner. That's the idea.
They're not going to beat you up more than you want, really.
No, and I think if they do, you're a shitty place.
Yeah, and if you can tell you're beating someone up a bit too much,
yeah, this ain't fucking
you'll stop.
Cobra Kai shit. Like, you know, we're not in Karate Kids. Not no mercy. You know, just chill out. Like, you're both there to help each other.
Just sort of go as hard as the other one goes.
Yeah, and I had a really good teacher there, and he sort of. Ed Lofts. Yeah, he sort of comes out with a lot of stuff about how sort of martial arts can help be a vehicle for your own personal development, and which I really didn't expect to get involved in at that point. I thought I'll go knock some pads around and try and be less of a fat shit.
It worked.
That helped as well. That was
but that's why I think it's so important for children to start, because it gives them so much focus and discipline, and
it can do. I think.
You don't think it always does?
Not always, no, because I think that's dependent on the parents and the teacher.
I mean,
I'm fortunate enough that I've had the only people that have ever taught me martial arts have been great. Like,
same.
Fantastic, and they've been really good people.
And
but there are a lot of mukdojos, I believe they call them.
Well, I know. I mean, I know. Obviously, not all martial arts were created equal.
Yeah.
But a good teacher is better than a good martial art. Especially for a kid, you know, it doesn't. They're not gonna go and. They don't need to know how to do that. How to do any of these fighting styles.
No,
Children don't need that.
Well, we overestimate the use of some of these things.
For sure.
It's nice to have it in your back pocket.
Yeah.
If someone's being a dickhead on a Saturday night, they've had too many drinks. Then it's nice to know that you could handle yourself in that situation. But I mean, since I've started training martial arts, I haven't been in a fight.
You know, everyone says that as well.
Yeah.
The more you train, the less likely you are to get in a fight.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why.
Well, I think there's a few reasons.
I know you avoid it because you're cleverer.
Well, you become a bit clever about it. I know it used to be clever. I used to be
I know
alright.
you did.
Well, let's be a retard. Yeah, this is a good way to do this. This is how I want to spend my Saturday night. And it's like, if you keep going down that path, then the way you're going to spend your Saturday night is in a fucking police cell, or at the hospital with a broken face.
Oh yeah. No.
It's not a good move. But yeah, I think it's respect for what somebody else could potentially do to you.
Yeah.
And it's also just an awareness of fighting hurts. Like fucking like getting punched in the face.
There's nothing good about it. Yeah.
There's nothing great, no. And so if you can avoid that situation,
we've said this many times before, but everyone should be punched in the face once. But
yeah, just to realise that you're not. It's that Fight Club run, isn't it? Sort of where you take one shot, you realise you're not made of glass.
Yeah.
And then you sort of you come back a little bit, you know, with a bit of respect for yourself. But
I don't remember that line for some reason.
Oh,
I remembered it for a second.
Is it?
Yeah?
Yeah, Ed Norton.
He says a lot of stuff in that.
Yeah, alright. Well, I haven't got the entire transcript in front
I
of me.
thought I did have it in my head.
But he definitely says something like that, yeah. When you take a punch and realise you're not made of glass, and then something about fighting. I can't remember.
Yeah, I know he says about within a month these guys they turn up for their floppy. Within a month they carved out wood. That's the only line I can remember that's around that point in the movie.
Yeah, I think it's something to do with that.
It might be the same sentence.
But going back to that, I think that is something that martial arts does teach you.
It teaches you that it hurts, but also teaches you that you're not made of glass. You can take a punch.
Yeah, and it's good.
You just don't want to.
Yeah, and it's good to get uncomfortable every now and again.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So if that uncomfortable is you cover it up in your garden, something like do around your head, and you're getting face knocked side to side.
Yeah.
You're not getting your jaw broken, but you'll certainly realise you're not winning.
Yeah.
It's just that situation of like, oh shit, if this was actually real, I'd be in a lot of fucking trouble right now. And I think it's good to have that respect, not only for yourself but for other people as well. Just be like, this isn't. It's one of those Rogan quotes when you see it, when it's like people are so confident in physical altercation. It's like fucking why? Like you've never. It's when the average idiot, so like say again, has too many drinks and starts getting in a scrap. And they're so confident they're going to fuck you up. It's like, that kid you're swinging at could be a 6 times Muay Thai world champion. You don't fucking know.
You just get to step on his back foot, spin round and
exactly. Before you know, he's flying knees you in the face.
He's
just completely turned your head inside out. And you've done that because, you had too many fucking WKD blues before you came out.
Yeah, I've seen a few of those bully videos online where you got like a bully and a skinny little kids and the bully's like beating him, just punching this kid in the face. But obviously they're kids, so it's not really doing anything. And then this kid just wraps him up, gets him in an armbar.
Yeah.
It's like, well, now what are you gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you fucked. What you've done is you've overstepped the mark. And the other guy knows.
In the face way too many times.
Exactly.
He's like, I'm not taking this anymore.
The other guy knows more than you do.
I'm taking that arm with me.
Yeah. You've walked in there full of this confidence of something you haven't earned. You haven't earned this confidence. You just happen to be bigger. You don't fuck all. And the other guy's coming and says, oh, actually, no, I know what to do in this situation. Keep twisting till you hear a snap.
Oh, dear.
But, yeah, I think it's good to have something like that. I think it gives a confidence, and with confidence, I think it helps you with a lot of other things, be it work, personal life, relationships, or whatever. Just having that sort of confidence. Not saying that you need to wander around with your invisible lats puffed out, sort of saying, oh, fuck it, you are that, mate.
No, that's not the confidence we're talking about.
Yeah.
No. The confidence we're talking about is just feeling
comfortable in yourself.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, just comfortable.
Yeah, just yes.
I don't know. I just think it's so good. That's why I think all children should do it. But then you're right. It should. Teachers are a big part of it.
I really think it is one of those things that everybody should do, or like at some point in their life, just to get a bit of respect for it and a bit of an idea of not even how to fight, how to avoid a fight. Or,
but not through fear, through knowledge.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are too scared to go down an alley or walk past a club or whatever because they're too scared. I mean, you'll be avoiding the fight.
Yeah.
But you also might be just avoiding things for no reason, and then you can get into a bad habit, and it can spiral. You become more timid in situations where you didn't need to be.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yes, again, it's that confidence, isn't it? If you get used to being confident in situations, you'll transfer over. I think anyway.
I do too.
I honestly believe that's probably.
You're never going to be as uncomfortable as when you're getting hit in the head when you're training.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
when
even
you've got
just
20
when
stone
you're under
blokes
pressure,
smashing you into the mat or something like that. It's getting comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah, exactly. And you're never going to be as uncomfortable as you are then.
Yeah. And then you eventually realise
you've done it for an hour and a half. Then no fight lasts an hour and a half.
Yeah,
no. You're way more worn out.
Oh yeah. Fucking knackered.
Just sweating out your eyeballs.
Yeah, there's nothing that's crying. Just salty tears. She was crying. I really enjoyed that. Everyone should do martial arts. It's wonderful.
So yeah, you started with kickboxing and then you did some boxing. Did you?
So no, not pure. But we did some pure boxing classes as a part of kickboxing, but I've never done boxing in as of itself. So I always once I started doing that, I got into the UFC and things like that.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed sort of watching the arts and the aspects. So we've done a couple of Muay Thai classes, but I wouldn't consider myself trained Muay Thai.
No.
Did a little bit of judo.
Yeah, you still do judo.
Currently judo, yeah.
You just got your blue belt, yeah?
No, I'm only yellow belt in judo. Like
I don't know the belts because there's so many different belts.
Judo's it's a lot different from jiu-jitsu. So jiu-jitsu you only have 5 belts, so it takes a long time to transition between them. Judo is more of a traditional martial arts. So you have more belts. So you start off with white belt, obviously, which is essentially just to hold your gi together. That's what it's for. You don't have to do anything to a white belt.
Same with jiu-jitsu.
Pretty much. Yeah. And then you get your stripes in your white belt. So you earn that.
Do you not get stripes in judo?
I think you get like it's not like a degree. It's a Q, I think, and it goes through it. But I never did that. We just went from
white to yellow.
White to red. No, not red. It was red. Yeah, white to red to yellow. That was it.
So you're on your second judo belt?
Yes.
Ah, well done.
Yes.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I knew you were on your first, but that might have been a little while ago.
Yeah, no, I think red was the first one, and then it was yellow afterwards.
Yeah, that's what we had for kickboxing.
Yeah.
I can't remember what was after that. It might have been green, brown, black. Purple's in there somewhere. I guess purple, brown, black, but then I always get confused because I just think of snooker. Yellow, green, brown, blue, pink, black. And I don't know what snooker is.
There's a pink belt.
No, purple's close.
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah. But yeah, mostly the judo was to sort of complement jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Because you've got your Japanese pyjamas on, your kimono and shit like that.
Do you wear your same pyjamas?
Yes, yeah. Usually some slightly baggy ones. For judo, but I need to get a proper judo gi ideally, something a bit baggier, so that people can throw me with my own clothes, which is a wonderful sensation. Just grabbing you by your collar and burying you. It's awesome. But no, I really enjoy judo. Just grappling in general, sort of judo and jiu-jitsu combination. I just really like because getting kicked in the fucking head really hurts.
No, well, I agree.
Yeah. But yeah, I did love kickboxing. If I had enough, that's a bullshit excuse. But if I had the inclination and the time and finances to put towards it, I'd love to do all of it all together and do it like so.
One a day, 7 different ones each day.
If I could rock up to jiu-jitsu in the morning, go to work, come back to jiu-jitsu and then judo and then Muay Thai in the evening, I'd fucking have a lovely time. But I don't think I'd be able to walk.
No, you wouldn't.
Not for
the first few months.
Yeah. Frankly, I'm too much of a bitch to do it.
If you did do that, I'd pick you up in a wheelchair.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
I'd hang out to watch, obviously.
Oh God, yeah.
And just scoop you in and roll you home.
It would be something. It's something I'd love to actually do, but I've got too much time that I have to commit to other things.
No, of course, yeah. It's hard to find time and money to do these things, and
it is
seriously stressful on the body.
Yeah, I mean that's a part of it as well. Jiu-jitsu is definitely the one I'm into the most.
It's the pleasantest.
Yeah, I as soon as I started doing it, I realised like shit, this is awesome. This is really really cool.
Yeah.
The other stuff would be sort of in addition to, but I feel like if I did that as well, then if I fucked myself up at kickboxing the night before, so I couldn't go to jiu-jitsu the next day,
that makes sad.
I'd be pissed off. Yeah. So I feel like I'm just prioritising that point. Which is a bitch ass excuse, I think, because I think if I really wanted to do it, then I'd just fucking do it. Same as anyone does anything. If you really want to do it, just fucking do it. But it's I feel like I've picked.
You picked the friendliest one. You picked the one where you get punched and kicked in the head the least.
The least, yeah.
Like, you might take an accidental knee.
Yeah, accidental knees do definitely occur. Acting sneaky elbows just brushing past your face. But yeah, no, I love jiu-jitsu, and I think I'm happy to pursue it. I'm on the road for it, and we're happy to sort of track along. Speaking of which, someone started on their jiu-jitsu journey 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, buddy.
That's rad. Everything you just said is what I said, which I would have said.
What?
Yep.
Good podcasting. Your words are my words.
I like it. It's the one I've done lots of things, and it's the one where you don't get punched in the face. So
yeah,
it's my favourite.
That's good. It's good to not get punched
I'm too old to get punched in the face. I didn't mind it when I was a kid. You know, it was fine because kids can't hurt.
So let's
kids.
go back. Let's go in the time machine. And let's go. So where did you start?
I don't know. My dad used to do karate and stuff when I was a kid, and he started me on Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee movies when I was about 4.
Nice.
So yeah, so I loved kung fu and stuff like that. He used to do karate tournaments. I always had trophies around, but
right.
They didn't mean shit to me then. They don't mean shit to me now. I don't know if they meant shit to him then either.
Well, it's one of those giant karate.
Yeah. Well, they had like tiers of them.
Yeah, they're always.
Some of them were stupidly big.
Yeah, I already know.
They're quite fancy though. I quite liked them.
They're very fancy looking.
They were like made of marble and stuff.
Oh really?
Yeah, marble and metal. They're probably not now. They're probably made of plastic and plastic.
Yeah, 100%. There was
and then I probably used to play fight with him a bit, but I started kickboxing when I was about 7. And whilst doing kickboxing, well, I sort of tried lots of different martial arts, and pretty much just did like one class of everything, and picked kickboxing just because I had the most fun, just kicking a big pad, you know.
Yeah, so was that sort of less dependent on things like katas and forms and stuff like that? So
no, I did have katas, the kickboxing did.
So is that part of it that you liked? Was it the traditional part of it that you enjoyed doing, or were you
I did like the katas, yeah, I did. Because you graded with katas, I thought it was quite good. But I didn't know any other way back then. But yeah, I tried loads of things. I tried judo and taekwondo.
The standard traditional ones that you have.
All the ones that were sort of around.
Yeah.
I think I had like a friend at each one, I think. But I think I had 2 friends at kickboxing. I think that what might have swayed it. Just because there were more people I knew there.
Ah, double the fun.
Yeah.
Double the friends.
Yeah, I remember I instantly didn't
Look, right around.
Yeah. I instantly didn't like judo because we were throwing each other onto mats that were about 3 foot off. 3 foot deep mats.
Oh right, okay.
And I was like, this is kind of lame.
so it was extra like poof.
Yeah.
Oh right, I see. I've seen people do practice judo in like basketball halls and shit. That just seems fucking terrifying to me.
Yeah, I guess it's fine once you can fall. You're fine.
But until that point,
to
begin
don't
part of it.
Don't start on concrete.
Yeah, don't start. That's not a starting point. That's really something you move up onto. It's still not ideal. Like they don't have the Olympics on a fucking car park. Like they do on mats for a reason.
Yeah, that's very true.
So you don't die.
Yeah.
I know these guys know how to fall, but the other guys definitely aggressively trying to make you fall.
Kendo as well. I loved kendo.
With the stick.
Yeah, with the stick, yeah. Kendo was rad. But I think the stick was like 35 quid. And then they had like all this armour and like a fencing mask and shit. And altogether it was like 200 quid. And I was like 7 years old. My parents didn't like me that much.
My parents a lot of money for you to wander around like some sort of like Japanese.
It would have been rad.
Oh yeah, well for sure. Yeah, you'd never take the armour off. As a child, if I had a suit of armour,
7-year-old,
I'd be fucking loving life. So I'm wearing this to school. It's mufti day. I'm wearing it to school.
I would have worn it to school every day, regardless. And I'd be like, make me take it off.
Yeah,
I'm wearing armour.
I don't care.
I got a bamboo stick here, mate.
I've got a friend who recently started kendo. He's aikido for a little bit.
Right.
Not aikido, hapkido.
Hapkido.
Slightly more legitimate one.
Right. Yeah, you told me about him the other day.
Yeah, and he started kendo recently. I think he just dropped like 900 quid on some custom armour from Japan. I was like, that looks really cool, but
so expensive.
I mean, it's a lot of money to drop.
I can't afford a gi yet.
Yeah.
I'm borrowing your gi.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
That's
You know, I mean, what's
happily lend you some clothes for people to strangle you with. That's fine.
Oh yeah, Noah. I kept trying to get the collar choke. When he couldn't get the collar choke, because I was like, no. He was like, okay, I'm just gonna mush my arm into your face. I was like, no, I don't like this either.
You think she was the friendliest one?
I didn't know how to stop him from mushing his arm into my face. There was very little I could do, and in the end, I just was like, I had no arms either. He had my arms, so I just
really?
sort of had to say tap.
The verbal tap. It's the word. Tap.
What it was he had this wrist grabbed and this one was mushed into my mouth. So I was like, tap.
The old Darth Vader shot.
So yeah, he tapped me with my own hands in
Yes.
my mouth.
Yes.
It's great.
Might be the friendliest one, but there are certainly humiliating moments.
No, that's right. But I have no pride. Like,
I mean, that's.
I don't mind at all. Beat me up as much as you want. I know I don't know shit
Yeah.
about this.
But and again, that's the ego that not everybody else has. So ego has got a big place in martial arts. Well, okay, a lack of ego.
You want to not have an ego,
Yeah.
because you're gonna get beaten up straight away,
Yeah.
whether you have an ego or not.
But then on the flip side, we see, like for instance, this weekend, two people with probably the biggest egos in the world, who are two
Sure.
of the biggest combat sports athletes in the world.
Yeah,
And they've got giant egos.
true.
But it's adjusting it and knowing when to use it. So I guarantee they probably didn't rock on their first day in the dojo or the boxing gym or whatever. Going, I'm going to be the champ, I'm going to be the best. Start off humble.
Mayweather might have. Didn't he start when he was about 3 years old?
Oh, I don't know, yeah, but his dad probably just beat him up. Tom shuts back up.
Okay.
Just punch him in his 3-year-old Mayweather face. Boy's got a tiny head. What?
They were all boxers, weren't they? His dad and his brother. Or
Yeah,
his
his dad
uncle.
trained him, doesn't he? Oh, yeah, his uncle's definitely a boxer.
I think he was like a professional boxer. Maybe his dad wasn't.
I have no fucking clue.
No,
His dad's probably might be a professional trainer. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
I really don't know enough about boxing to sort of comment, to be honest. But we're going to. Let's comment.
Yes. Well, okay, and then I did some other martial arts like stuff, Wing Chun and.
Yeah.
But basically, I liked kickboxing when I was a kid, but I stopped for years. But when I moved to Hastings, I did kickboxing for another year. And I had this mad dude who trained me. He was crazy, right? He came in one day with like a full leg cast. So like a straight leg cast. So his entire leg was in a cast. And he was
Right.
kicking people in the head with it.
Why?
Well, not like hard.
I mean, well, I was looking, it wasn't hard. That's fine. What the fuck was he doing that for?
Because he was a mad bastard.
Just being mad shit. There
He
we
was-
go.
he was
It
mad
is-
though.
It is down to the teacher.
Yeah, no, he was a cool dude. I remember there were lots of dudes there. Some of them are just like 7 foot massive guys with like flame boxing gloves. I was 11, looking up to these dudes, and they're like, punch me in the face, punch me in the face, and I'm like,
legitimately can't.
punch me in the face, right? Keep jabbing me in the face, jab me in the face, jab me in the face. I was like, alright. Yeah.
I mean, that's a strange situation to be in. When you're 7 foot tall asking an 11-year-old to punch you in the face, I feel like something's got a bit wrong.
Oh, it was probably just a mixed class, or I walked in on the wrong day and they were like, humour him.
Crack on. They flop themselves on the floor. Ah!
You trade partners every 2 minutes anyway,
Yeah.
so
Oh, not too bad then.
yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. Kickboxing I did really enjoy doing it, but the fitness side of things just kicks my ass.
Well, I was young, and even though I was a bit fat then, I mean, I'm a bit fat now, but
Both a bit fat, man.
but when you're young, you can do anything.
Yeah, you just got like infinite energy, haven't you?
Yeah, I can't now.
Yeah, no.
Those last 2 jiu-jitsu classes have kicked my ass, but I don't ache today. What day is it? Friday.
Yeah.
So the first week I went, I ached until the Tuesday the next week.
So you trained on Wednesday and you hurt for 6
6 days.
Yes, yeah.
But I don't ache today, so this time the ache only lasted like a day and a half.
You didn't work hard enough.
Already, it might be that. I feel like I did. I definitely worked different things. Different things hurt.
Yeah,
Which is weird.
It's the things that you find that you didn't know were there. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
this thing hurts. So what is this? It's like some sort of muscle between my shoulder and my neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, there you go.
Yeah. Definitely. Oh yeah, because even just the warm up, we were doing stuff with our necks, weren't we? And,
Yeah.
and the next day I was
Neck
like,
crunches and
what's happening? Why
twists.
do all these bits hurt? It doesn't matter which way I move, a new bit hurts.
Yeah, definitely. You get the aches after, but it's a pleasant ache.
No, it's great. It's
It's
an ache of accomplishment.
It's an I worked hard ache.
Yeah, it's great.
Rather than a Jesus Christ, what a black eye.
No, yeah. I mean, if you get a black eye, it's just unlucky, isn't it?
It is.
Just a misplaced
something
movement.
I think it's not always unlucky. Do you mean in jiu-jitsu?
Mm.
You get a black eye? Yeah, that's probably the shit. Like, or you're rolling with someone who isn't necessarily very controlled.
White belts.
I've definitely, well, not even necessarily white belts. I've definitely been very guilty of spazzing out again if I've gone against a purple or a brown belt, someone higher ranked than me. And I think I see someone, I'm trying to move to it, but instead of like a graceful fucking tiger, I slam down on it like a fucking hippo.
Yeah.
Accidentally, like it's like an absolute idiot. Like any technical knowledge I have whatsoever goes out. I just fucking send myself towards it, and then inadvertently like smash my elbow into someone's face or like knee him in the fucking chest or rib or something like that, and just go oof. At which point I'm usually, repaid by getting the shit kicked out of me for the next 3 or 4 minutes, just getting rolled into a pretzel with my fucking leg behind my head.
Yeah, I love the pretzelizing aspect of it. It's an intelligent thing. It's so much to learn. It's cool.
Yeah.
I'm really happy.
Never-ending things.
Really happy to have finally started being a part of it, because I always said I was going to go and it was far away-ish.
Well, in fact, it was a bit of a ball ache to get to before. It was like an hour round trip, which is sort of a pain in the ass. But now it's around the corner.
Yeah.
Grace Bar Hastings.
Yes. Oh, we don't have a key here.
We don't. Doesn't matter. Oh no, that's an old one.
No, close enough. It does say Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, to be fair. So yes, this weekend, tomorrow morning, no, Sunday morning.
Yeah, early hours.
Tomorrow evening.
Yeah.
There is a fight happening.
The fight happening.
Yeah, probably the biggest fight of. I mean, it will be like the biggest money-making fight of all time, just because there's more money spent these days.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think as far as people watching it, as far as the excitement around it.
If you think about if you had like Ali, Frazier, 2, now, a lot of fucking people would watch it. But because it was
not
long
right
ago,
now, though, obviously.
well, that'd be a bit difficult.
Yeah, it'd be tricky. Yeah.
Be a bit one-sided.
Yeah.
I'm like such a dick for saying that. I fucking love Ali. Well, I mean, as if that fight had taken place, or any of those big fights from the 70s had taken place now, they would be much bigger than they were then.
Yes,
just because of the entertainment
and
industry and internet and everything like that. It's just so much bigger now.
It's kind of hard to
measure.
measure.
The internet's bigger now because it wasn't there then.
Yeah, it's bigger than not there.
Yes, infinitely bigger, in fact.
Ooh. But yeah, so I mean, I think it's even okay. It's hard to measure. So regardless, I think it's the biggest fight of all time. McGregor Mayweather. So it's two. We spoke about earlier. Two of the guys are probably the biggest egos in their respective sports.
Maybe, well, outwardly, we don't know what they're like at home.
Yeah. Yes.
Ego implies dick.
Well, we know a little bit of what Floyd Mayweather was like at home.
Yeah, that's a bit questionable, sure.
Yeah, exactly.
But McGregor seems to be doing alright. He dressed his kid up in a suit.
He did. That was
a bit
fucking
weird.
rad.
I didn't know his kid was born yet.
Oh, his kid was little.
It felt like 5 minutes ago that he took time off to have his kid.
I think his kid's like 3 or 4 months
I think he had it like a city horse, yeah?
He gave birth, yeah.
I think so. That's why he had to not fight for a bit.
You just go, you'll do fucking nothing, and it burst out the tiger tattoo.
Riding a Harley.
An Irish flag tattooed on his forehead.
I was thinking like an Irish flag, like the hair from
like a mane. Oh yes. Connor's wee boy.
I don't know why I put McGregor and Meatloaf together, but it happened in my head. I guess Meatloaf could, if you shaved him, he'd look like a baby.
Giant baby.
Why am I thinking
strange? But yeah.
So, but I am.
So I mean, the run up to this is just something else. When it was announced, I think
before it was announced, there was so much more. Because everyone was like, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still not sure.
I can't believe that we're the day before it's going to happen.
I know.
I know Floyd hasn't broken his hands, or Conor hasn't sort of, I don't know, got sick, or like staph, or something fucking weird.
I thought you were going to say stabbed.
Stabbed, yeah. Well, glad he didn't get stabbed.
Me too, yep.
But yeah, it feels like now it's pretty much bar any major cock-ups on fight.
Nothing can happen. Oh, imagine if one of them didn't make weight.
saying that the weightings are on about now, in fact.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh.
So we'll know.
We'll know in a minute.
Essentially, yeah.
We
We
can
finish
really.
this, we'll come back for 5 minutes and go,
Not happening.
Yeah. Mayweather weighs 180 pounds. It's not happening. No.
McGregor's still fighting.
He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't fucking know.
Mate, 108 pounds. I weigh like 201 pounds now.
They're fighting at 154, aren't they? That's the weight they are currently fighting at.
Are they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So a little bit under what McGregor usually fights at. 155 he usually fights at, isn't he?
Yeah. Well. Yes.
He has fought 145.
145. He's the champ at 145. Was where he beat Jose Aldo.
Right.
Where he did his big run. Then he went up to fight Nate Diaz at 170 twice. Then came back down to 155. Beat up Eddie Alvarez. Good become the 2-division champ.
He really beat him up as well. It was a boring as fuck fight just because he
pulled Eddie's pants
him
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just out-punched him, just schooled him.
Eddie couldn't get the takedown either. Eddie had him off.
Not that you'd know, mate. You passed out.
Huh? I watched after.
He was asleep. He didn't manage to stay up all night. He was rolling around on the floor, grabbing everyone's legs, trying to leg lock him.
I was. No success. No degree of success.
Any limb he could grab.
Yeah, I was just about that. Yeah, I was late. I drank far too much.
Yeah, this time you could have a nap
tomorrow.
before.
And have a nap before, like a fucking gentleman.
I'm gonna go play drums and drink probably beforehand. I don't know how I'm gonna manage it, but
I need to make sure I'm awake and coherent for this one.
I'll do it. I'll be fine. Don't worry. I'll be fine. You don't have to worry about me. I'm not the. I didn't think I'd have to worry about you last time, but
I'm fine. I'll be alright.
sometimes it happens.
Got too excited.
Yeah.
Got too excited.
So excited you didn't watch the fight.
Yeah. Alright. So.
Yes. Right. Yeah. I mean, what do you think about it, really?
What about it happening?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's start with that.
Well, so you sort of about what it means, the fact that it's even this crossover has occurred.
Yeah.
So I suppose what it means for MMA is that it's launched into the mainstream. Like, it's been getting bigger and bigger and bigger, with the sort of the WWE links into it with Brock Lesnar and CM Punk. That brought a lot of people over to the UFC and sort of WWE fans watching on there. And Ronda Rousey's been on WWE things before.
Yeah.
And sort of there's always been that little parallel between the two of them. But then as they merge together, when they do merge together, that becomes the biggest pay-per-views that the UFC has. And it brings more fans over to it.
Did CM Punk pay-per-view do well?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so, yeah. Look, quite a lot of people...
Did Brock Lesnar's fights do well after his first one?
What do you mean, for which first one?
The first fight he had in the UFC. Did all the others...
Yeah.
Did they...
Yeah, Lesnar's one of the biggest stars the UFC's ever had.
Really?
Yeah, he's up there with Ronda Rousey, with Conor McGregor. Like, he's not as far as calibre of fighter, but as far as amount of eyeballs.
No, yeah, I know, yeah. I mean, what he's like, what's he 4-2 or
something like that? Yeah, but he was a champ though, wasn't he?
was he?
Yeah, he won the heavyweight championship. Yeah.
Who do you take that from?
One say that. Yeah,
Well,
definitely don't fucking quiz me on that one.
okay,
I
no
couldn't.
worries.
I mean, no, I really can't remember.
You've got a good head for stats, so I'm sure you'll remember
Yeah,
later.
I don't know. I know Frank Mir tapped him. Alistair Overeem beat the fuck out of him, but that was after.
That was Uberine, wasn't it?
Well, that was Uberine. It was just after Brock had like stomach surgery.
Oh, he kicked him in the
and
stomach,
he just
didn't
kicked
he?
the shit out of his stomach the entire time. Like
I remember that.
So
That was vicious.
He wasn't even headhunting whatsoever. He was just kicking the shit out of his bowels. That was pretty grim.
Well, he knew what he had to do.
Well, yeah, he did it.
Horrible, but yeah.
But yeah, and Lesnar was a really big deal. And I suppose and this now you're going to get the crossover with boxing now with Floyd with Conor going over and doing that.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a regular thing like Lesnar though, because you might get some. If McGregor wins, you might get some MMA fighters going over to boxing.
Oh, there's
you're never
so much of that
any,
shit going on at the moment. It's doing my fucking head in.
You're never going to get any boxers coming over to MMA, are you?
Well, saying that, Paulie Malignaggi.
Are you serious?
After all that shit going out, so for those who didn't see it, Paulie Malignaggi. Malignaggi? Is that you say it? Malignaggi?
Mr. Miyagi?
Not Mr. Miyagi, no.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
Paulie Malignaggi, he was taken into Conor's training camp as a sparring partner. Malignaggi, world champ, really high level boxer.
Was
not currently.
Retired for a while.
Yeah, as was Floyd Mayweather.
Only 2 years, I think. It was a bit longer, wasn't it?
Malalagi's been out of the game for longer than Mayweather has.
Yeah.
But he got taken into Conor's training camp, and there was a video that was released of Conor knocking Malalagi down. There's a lot of controversy about it. Malalagi says it was a push down, knock down, which would be illegal. People were saying that he's using downward swinging club fists, which in boxing would be illegal. MMA is fine. But
this was a clip from the 12th round. We don't actually know what happened previous.
Exactly.
We won't know until after Sunday.
When Dana White 100% releases it all at that point. Yeah. But yeah, either way, that got released, and there was a lot of shit talking between the two of them. It was something to do with Malalagi gave Conor shit like months and months and months ago. Conor said all is forgiven, come to the camp, we'll train, and he basically brought him in to batter him, really. Was the idea of it, or was what the rumour is anyway. And now when the shit's gone out...
McGregor actually said that, didn't he?
Yeah, he actually sort of came up to it, because at another press conference recently, last week, Malalagi turned up and started chatting shit to Conor, and in front of everyone, and the crowd. And Conor was obviously
Connor's
like, fuck you, shut your fucking mouth, shut your fucking mouth. And just couldn't tell him to shut up, obviously. And since then, Malalagi's came out and said, yeah, I'll fight him in an octagon.
Still concussed.
Yeah, clearly, absolute fucking, like, why? What are you talking about? Of course you won't.
Look.
Of course you won't. Of course you fucking won't.
Yeah. That's the problem with MMA is if you don't know jiu-jitsu,
wrestling,
if you're a great striker, the other guy, even if he's a better striker, he won't bother boxing you.
Yeah,
he'll just take you down and wrap you up.
Damien Maia.
Yeah.
Everybody knew what Damien Maia was going to do. Yet 7 fights in a row. All he did was go up to the person, grab hold of them, throw them down, and strangle them. No one went, oh, Damien Maia's got knockout power. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Damien Maia will strangle the shit out of you. He doesn't give a fuck.
He's great. He's a strong striker as well.
He's a better striker. He used to be somewhat questionable, but he's taken a lot of time to work on his kickboxing, his stand up.
But he doesn't need it. If someone's going to try and box him, just wrap him up.
Doesn't give a fuck. Yeah. But
choke him out, pull an arm out the socket.
You're going to see more MMA fighters stepping into boxing, as you see.
If McGregor wins.
Wow.
Do you think it's going to happen?
Well, Jimmy Manoa was calling out David Haye. That was fucking ridiculous.
Well,
yeah.
I don't think Haye's going to fight. Well, Haye fight for the money.
Yeah, exactly. If there's money in it. But Jimmy Manoa, like, who the fuck is Jimmy Manoa? Who the fuck is that guy?
I literally don't know who that is.
Well, he's light heavyweight. He's good, brilliant fighter.
What seed is he?
Huh?
What rank is he?
Oh, light heavyweight. It's like, I think he's
only about 3 heavyweights.
8 or something like that. He's just lost to some crazy Russian. They're for Voltek. I don't know, fucking some savage.
They're all savages.
Yeah. Yeah, he just lost. It was like a 40-second knockout or something like that. He got punched.
Got punched. It was a heavyweight.
Got really punched. Light heavyweight.
Oh, right.
He got really punched. But yeah.
But Haye's a heavyweight.
Yeah, but boxing they're different.
I know they're different, but how different is a light heavyweight a heavyweight then?
Yeah, well I think that they're in the region where they can cut. Like they're in that sort of weight.
They'll be roughly the same.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what a boxing heavyweight would be.
There's so many different.
There's a weight class every 2 fucking pounds in boxing. I swear. It's every time. Like if you have a big breakfast, you'll be up 2 weight classes.
Yeah, I think the heavier it gets, the bigger the gaps are between them though.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
Oh, I have no idea.
I think they have a few more for the smaller people.
Yeah. Oh, which seems strange, but
I can't remember. I just remember there's a lot of light feather bantams that there's so many that I can't remember them all.
Yeah, it's like super lightweight, super medium light heavyweight, super medium light heavyweight, cruiserweight, bantamweight.
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck is that? It's like 146.95 pounds.
There's too many. I can't remember them.
Yeah, I think this we're really showing our ignorance here.
I struggle to remember UFC weight classes.
Yeah, so I can remember all UFC weight classes.
I forget all the time. I'm like, well, who are these guys?
Yeah.
Because they look huge, but sometimes they're like 5 foot.
Yeah, they're zoomed in.
But they're also 5 foot wide.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and zoomed in.
Yeah.
They're all the same size on a TV.
Yeah. But yeah, I struggle with sort of following boxing partly because of that, partly because of astounding amount of different organisations that do it.
So this was something I wanted to say to you when you said that the beginning of this, when you said UFC or MMA is going to be coming into the mainstream. See, in my eyes, it already is. UFC's basically all I watch.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to watch boxing, and I still watch old boxing fights all the time.
Yeah.
People come round, I'll show them old boxing fights. Occasionally, I'll show them old MMA fights, but mostly boxing.
Yeah, but I think that you're into MMA because you're a martial arts fan, as we've sort of got into.
I'm into MMA because it's good.
Yeah,
because it's fun to watch.
Yeah,
and you got good personalities. You got fantastic fighters.
Yeah,
and there's just a whole nother element to it that boxing doesn't have.
The thing with MMA is always had this like stigma around it, the brutality.
It's a brutal thing. Especially back in the old days when they had no gloves.
When it was no holds barred fighting, they used to rock in there with shoes on and
shoes,
one glove on.
The two with one
Tank
glove.
Abbott. Just the one glove, one boxing glove. I think it's Tank Abbott. I might be lying there.
I can't remember.
But yeah, you just go with one glove on and just like, what the fucking hell is happening?
Grab you with one hand, punch you.
Yeah. But there was that one with
that doesn't really make sense. He could just have no gloves, it would be better.
It was at UFC 1 or 2. And he just fucking pinned him in the ground, wrapped his legs up and just punched him in the nuts repeatedly.
That was a pride. I thought that was a pride.
That was early UFC.
I think there might be a pride one where
but I think that stigma
well.
is still around MMA. Because people think of this the ultimate fighting, this no holds barred fighting, rather than the technique. Because there does tend to be a lot more blood involved in a boxing match. Because you have knees and elbows which cut, and then because the gloves are smaller.
You've got elbows in boxing.
Well, not legal.
Not
elbows,
legal elbows, obviously.
But it happens. But you're not going to have someone.
I mean, but the thing is, I agree with what you're saying. I just want to expand on it a little. So, say if you're getting elbowed in the head and you're on the ground, that's when you're going to get cut by an elbow usually, and that's also game over when you get an elbow on the ground. Unless it's near the end of the round, you're getting stopped. That's a TKO.
Yeah.
No one really survives getting elbowed a lot. Some people do, and they get up and they fight another 3 rounds, and I have no idea how. Some of these guys are monsters.
Yeah.
and yeah, obviously, but generally, when the blood happens, the fight is soon to be finished. Unless you talking like Diaz brothers.
Yeah, with their face splits open if you look at them, because they're 95% scar tissue.
Yeah, or some animals that just will fight past the, it's almost a good thing that they're bleeding, because the other guy's like, you are bleeding a lot, but you do not care.
Yeah.
If anything, it's amping you up.
Yeah, but a lot of the time when there's a lot of blood, you like say the fight will be stopped at that point. It's not a blood sport. We're not looking to see who gets the bloodiest. You're looking to see who's the best at mixed martial arts. And I think with boxing,
People want to see blood.
Yeah, I'll be lying if I didn't say.
And UFC pay-per-views are way better than boxing pay-per-views are at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're much higher. Yeah, I think some of the big name boxers are getting like 140 something.
Thousand?
Must be
pounds.
140,000 pay-per-views.
Yeah, that's.
And what was McGregor Diaz 2?
Oh fuck! I mean that was like 1.1 million or something like that. It was.
No, I'm saying.
But I mean, you're sort of comparing apples and oranges there. I mean, you're sort of like one of the biggest UFC.
I know. I can't remember the stats. I looked them up.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I do apologise.
Yeah. I
should have written them down, but I didn't. I did write some things down.
Yeah. I think it's a two different demographics. I think you get the boxing heads that are really, really into the sweet science and the boxing, and they don't want to watch MMA because they don't have any interest in the other parts of it, the grappling, the jiu-jitsu, the kicks. They're just not that fussed about it, which is perfectly fair enough. Two different sports.
Yeah. But I've enjoyed UFC now for about 3-4 years, 4 5 maybe. I don't know. But I haven't. But I only started jiu-jitsu 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I didn't know what they were doing necessarily, but I still appreciate it. I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the case for everyone.
Sure.
I think a lot of the time when you see, depending on which fight.
I think that's stupid, but I understand it. I think if you want to see a fight, you want to see a fight. It doesn't matter what it is. These are people doing incredible things.
Yeah.
And there's no way that we could do them.
No, well, again,
Not a
that's
chance.
part of that arrogance, I think.
I'll say it again.
People
I'm,
are like,
I'm
why don't you just
201
punch him in the
pounds.
face? It's like, why don't you fucking try and punch him? You see what happens.
Daniel,
Huh?
I'm 201 pounds.
Well,
That's the same weight as what? Woodley?
in the ring, probably, yeah, what he fights at. He's a £170 champ, but he definitely, he's not fighting at £170.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't look like him.
No one looks like Tyron Woodley.
These guys are doing something that there's no chance. We're not, for starters, we don't have the genetics. We obviously don't have the steroids or the money for the steroids or the money for the training. But
are you suggesting that UFC fighters
they're all
do
on
steroids? You sound like
Wait.
Nick Diaz.
They're all on steroids.
They're all on steroids. Quote.
No, I mean, if he's on steroids, all it did was make his butt big. I think we're gonna have to talk about his butt on every podcast.
What, Tyron Woodley's ass?
His butt is so big,
Yeah,
and it's not wide; it's just long.
It's like a shelf. You just put things on it.
Oh, anyway,
Like all the
enough about his
steroids.
butt. Well, maybe he just always injects them in his butt because that's how they work.
Yeah, anal
That's
bollock
not how they work.
steroids. Is that not how they work? I don't know them.
Right. Look, I've got some things.
I'll go say, okay, read some talking points. Nice segue.
Joking me. No, I'm.
No, why am I
more,
making? I'm
mate.
not a bartender. What do you want?
Same again, please, mate.
Yeah.
So what you
What are
asked?
you going to talk about?
Oh, okay. Well, so I got a few. I just looked up a couple of dudes and just what they were saying about it, really.
Okay.
And a couple of them said some interesting stuff. Amir Khan said he said it's a great fight for boxing.
Right.
Which actually sort of, I feel like that contradicts what you just said about MMA coming into the mainstream.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it already is, and I feel like it's already pushed past boxing for things like for a lot of pay-per-view. And I think that putting McGregor into the boxing world is going to help boxing's pay-per-views hugely.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he was trying to say, and I think that's a really good point, and I think that's really true as well.
boxing pay-per-views have fucking suffered because they've had some champions and the leaders of the boxing world, or the champions of boxing, the Klitschko's, your Floyd Mayweathers, are fucking boring to watch unless you're really, really, really into boxing. Because
They're also all retired.
Yeah, now.
Now, yes.
So I'm talking like, so there's still, I think there's still a stigma from when they weren't retired. So when they were,
Sure.
when people were, you're paying 50 quid to watch a boxing pay-per-view, and you're watching 12 rounds of people jabbing at each other or can't hit each other, which I think is frustrating for people that want to watch a fight.
Oh, it's really frustrating.
Yeah.
I remember just how frustrated I was at that Pacquiao
Mayweather being,
I was
yeah,
just
exactly.
so frustrated. I just every punch that didn't land, I was just like, oh, I wish that landed.
Yeah. And you just want it to happen.
You know, I was always a huge Pacquiao fan. He was such a good boxer, so fast and so much power for someone that small and that fast.
Yeah.
But even if he had got knocked out, it would have made that fight better.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it would have been an event rather than
Something would have happened.
Yeah.
Instead of just a few glancing blows for
which again sort of
45 minutes or whatever.
That fight can be criticised to fuck, but it was a defensive masterclass by Mayweather.
He won.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's how
that's what he does. He wins.
But in regards to whether this is good for boxing or not,
I think it's really good for boxing. I thought that was a great point. It was,
I think it's dependent on who comes out the winner. Because I feel like if the MMA guy comes into boxing in his first ever
Smashes
boxing
him.
match and smashes him, I don't think that's good for boxing.
That's why I said that this fight would never happen.
Well, there's nothing. Floyd's got nothing to win. He's got no. There's no plus in it for Floyd other than the money, which obviously
and
I'd imagine is
McGregor has
great.
nothing to lose.
Yeah. If he loses, no one expects him to win.
No.
And if he wins, he's
Everyone-
changed everything.
Yeah.
And if Mayweather goes in there, if he loses, it's like, well, you fucking lost, you piece of shit. And if he wins, it's like, obviously you won. The guy's 0-0. So I'm surprised that it happened.
I'm
But
surprised
it
the
is-
fight happened, but that was the only thing that I've ever that one sentence that he said is
Yeah.
it's great. It's a great fight for boxing.
Yeah.
Just him saying that made me go, oh yeah, actually, it is going to get a lot more people talking and thinking about boxing.
Yeah.
Even if it's in a bad way, it is still going to get them thinking about it and talking about it.
Well, this is the first boxing match I've watched since Mayweather Pacquiao.
Same.
I watched Joshua Klitschko. Yeah. But I mean, that's what, in how many fucking years? I've watched countless MMA fights.
That's the last 4 years we've watched those two fights.
Yeah.
I stopped watching when Kawasaki quit when he retired.
Yeah.
Because I really liked him. Some people didn't, but I fucking loved him. I thought it was a great fight.
After watching MMA, I struggle watching boxing, just because I find it's...
Yeah, I need to show you some old boxing
not one
fights.
dimension. Yeah, no,
I've never done that with you.
No, okay, we can do that.
I do that with quite a few people. I just make them. I'm just like, shh, watch it.
Yeah.
Watch this amazing fight.
It's what I'm watching it is just following it is a full-time fucking occupation, and
yeah, no.
I prefer following MMA.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, it's sort of a similar thing. You could do the same. So with UFC, I basically do it. What I say is to you, what's some good fights to watch, and then you'll show me the good ones. See, I don't really follow UFC. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I watch the whole thing, prelims and everything. Sometimes I just forget that it's even on, and then a few days later you'll say, "Oh, did you see these really good fights?"
I'll watch the fight pass. I'll watch the prelims. I'll watch the main fight. I'll listen to podcasts about it. I'll read articles about it, and it will be
a lot of stuff
constantly. So it's
a lot of things,
man.
If
it's something that occurs, usually on Monday, there's another podcast for the MMA Hour, which isn't a fucking hour. It's about 4.5 fucking hours. It's Ariel Helwani who presents it, and he gets in. All of the big names for UFC, for Bellator, for boxing as well, for this obviously this big match coming up, and he gets them coming in and he interviews them, and then you might hear them on something else or another video you watch. I end up going down this fucking rabbit hole of listening to all these podcasts about these same fights that are coming up just to get different ideas of it.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool that you do that, and it really helps me because it means I don't have to do that.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, but it does mean that if I had to do that with boxing as well, I'd lose my fucking mind.
But that's what I'm saying. What you could do is you could get your own Dan for boxing.
Yeah,
and because I can go to you, right, tell me the best fights that happened in the last 2 weeks, and you'll go this one, and then I get to watch them, and I'm like, fuck, they were all good fights.
Yeah. So you get a bit of a skewed perspective that way, because you miss the fucking 15-minute standoff where 2 jabs and a leg kick were thrown.
Yeah, and obviously sometimes I do watch the whole thing, and I get to see those.
Yeah.
And sometimes I watch fights that you haven't even seen. Or sometimes we watch them together when they first come out, and but if we both had someone who did do boxing the same way that you do UFC, and went, look, here's all the good fights that have happened, you probably enjoy those fights because chances are they're good fights.
Yeah, maybe.
There's no way that no good fights happen.
No, you're right. No, absolutely. I think it's about whenever I watch boxing or when I watch kickboxing, I always go shoot for the fucking takedown. shoot for the takedown. Heel hook him.
Maybe it's because I've been watching boxing for so long, but I've never once thought that.
100%.
Sometimes I'm like digging the elbow.
Yeah,
digging the elbow.
You'll watch him. He's like, his hand is too high. Shoot for the takedown. Singles there. He's leaving that front leg out. Singles there. Leg sweep.
Kickboxing,
It feels more like a sport and less like a fight.
I understand that.
Obviously, MMA is a sport.
But then it is, it's still got all those limitations.
It's within a rule set.
But you're right, it has many less limitations.
Limited, and I like the fact where they've come out of it, and it's like, that guy clearly won that. How did he do that? Well, the other guy was unconscious. He won that.
The other guy's crying blood.
Yeah. His lip split from here all the way down.
Lawler, he won that fight.
Yeah.
That's when he won.
Came out of it like a fucking pumpkin.
Monster Lawler, man.
Savage. But yeah, as far as the fight being good for boxing, I guess it's right. I mean, I think it's good for both of them. You're getting both the biggest names in together.
Yeah, I mean, the real winner is Dana.
I don't know how much he's taken out of it.
Enough.
Yeah. So
I guarantee.
I'm not drying my eyes for fucking Dana White. He's doing okay. But I think Conor and Floyd. I think because they're coming out of it smelling like. Well, I mean, Floyd doesn't give a fuck. Floyd's going to make 200 mil on the night, and if he wants to walk off into the sunset, he doesn't give a shit.
Is he making 200? I think Conor's making 100 mil.
Yeah.
But if he loses by disqualification, he only makes 10% of that. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah. Because
Right.
there's a clause in his contract.
But that's just the purse,
Yeah.
not sponsors.
Not sponsorship.
Right.
No.
So do you know how much they're making, including sponsors?
No fucking clue. I don't think they've disclosed it yet. But
I don't think they want to.
You can bet it's a fuckload.
Well, it's probably double what they're making from the purse.
Oh yeah, it must be. Yeah, because sponsorship money used to be giant.
Yeah.
Like, well, as I say, it used to be sort of in UFC terms. Like some fighters would be for a patch in the shorts, they'd be looking at like 25, 30 grand for a patch, and they used to have 7 or 8 patches on the shorts.
And now they're not allowed anything, and they get what, 8 grand from.
Depends on the caliber of fighter, but yeah, you start off at 5 and 5.
We don't want to make it like NASCAR, so instead they just made the rings like NASCAR.
Yeah, fucking ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah, we don't want to give the fighters all the money, so we'll take all of that money.
I do not like that, man. I thought that the fighters would get a percentage of the ring advertising as well.
Only
like Harley Davidson and stuff.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Well, no, but they took away all their money, and I guess the ring is rich as fuck now.
Yeah, the ring's having a lovely time. The ring's getting spas, getting rub downs, having a wonderful time.
Every time he gets a bit of blood on it.
I mean, if you're headlining, you get a cut of the pay per view. If you're a champ, you get a cut of the pay per view. And if you are some of the bigger fighters, the more recognisable names, Monster.
It's done contract. It's done on a contract basis, isn't it?
Yeah.
A fight by fight contract basis.
Not necessarily, no, because you might have a contract for 4 fights in a row, saying that the next 4 fights we're going to pay you X amount per fight.
Yeah, I know, but does that still calculate in percentage of pay per view?
No, well, they don't know what the pay per view cut will be until the pay-per-view happens.
No, I mean as a percentage though.
Oh, yeah. I think it's a fixed percentage depending if you're the champ or not. That's why. That's the only reason people want to be champs in UFC at the moment, because you get some more money. But
I don't know where they wouldn't go.
Demetrius might manage Johnson, in which case you don't go on pay per view, so you don't get a pay per view cut.
Yeah, but you can. I'm sure what he's got to do, right? He's just got to say, right, every time I defend the title, give me a new belt, and then just keep selling them.
Yeah, really.
Just sell the belts.
Yeah. Well, it's only recently they actually gave him a new belt for each one. You do get each time you defend. You do get a new belt.
Oh, that's cool.
You're meant to, but Demetrius Johnson didn't for like his first 7. And then went on Twitter giving like Dana White a load of shit, and then finally
I would be pissed.
He put a thing up sort of saying belts arrived today. It's just like loads of belts on this bed.
Yes. How much does it cost for a belt? 200 quid?
No, it's definitely more than that.
Why? It's a bit of metal and a bit of leather.
Oh, speaking of belts, have you seen the money belt for tomorrow?
No.
Oh my fucking lord! It's the most ridiculous thing. Just Google it. Okay. You won't be able to see this obviously right now, but if you've watched the press conferences. This is the money fight, so for it they have created the money belt, which is made on like they call it Italian alligator leather. I don't think alligators come from fucking Italy. And it's got like sapphires.
Oh,
and
that's actually
diamonds.
pretty rad.
Oh, I think it's grim as fuck.
No. Okay, do you know what I like about it? The flags.
Yeah.
The flag, basically around the whole outside of the belt, where the bit where it says WBC and stuff. It's got every like flag.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I like that.
Is there an Irish flag on there? I'm sure someone said something about there wasn't an Irish flag.
How can I possibly?
Let's definitely not do that now. That'd be really boring listening.
There's like 300 flags there, man.
I think I'm sure I saw someone posted something like, "Can't for the life of me spot an Irish flag on that."
You keep talking.
Yeah, I definitely don't.
Found it.
Yeah. Oh, good. Okay.
It's next to Jamaica.
Oh, wonderful. Good. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, that belt is ridiculous. That's certainly a ridiculous amount to spend on the belt.
How much was it?
I don't think they said the amount they spent on the belt. They've probably got a deal, I'd imagine. On Sapphire Gat 87.
Oh, dear.
But yeah, I mean, all this fight is about is the money, and if it brings more money into boxing, great. If it brings more money into MMA, great.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be more about getting people into the crossover that's going to happen. But I don't want more MMA fighters to start fighting boxing.
No, neither do I.
I don't want that.
I'd like about 3 years ago when they removed the sponsors off him, I would have liked it if every single UFC fighter went to Bellator.
Fuck off. Yeah. Oh yeah, that would have been great. Which they're gradually doing.
Yeah, but not quick enough. They should have all gone all at once, because then they could have renegotiated the bullshit.
Yeah, they could have sorted out a union or...
Done something.
Yeah.
I just think it's shit that they went from getting paid like 60 grand a fight to like 8 grand a fight.
Oh, no, more than that. Vitor Belfort was getting paid upwards of 650,000 a fight.
And how much now? Like 20 grand? 100 grand.
That's a £500,000 a fight pay cut. And he hasn't done anything. This wasn't after he'd lost a load of fights. This was just between one fight
in the middle.
and the other one. Just, you can't do that anymore.
I would stop fighting.
Well, I mean, but if that's your
I
life,
would have invested my first few 650 grand.
If you're used to
$650, yes, $1,000. That's a lot of money. I would have invested a few of them.
Yeah, he did. He's made like... Oh no, it's not him. It's Jose Aldo that's made like burger shops, I think. Or like a steakhouse or some shit. A lot of them are in restaurants.
It'd be like Los Polos chicken, but
Jose
Aldo's chicken.
Los Aldos, which he did lost. Ready in 13
Lost.
seconds. 3.
You might have to explain that.
Conor McGregor knocked out Jose Aldo in 13 seconds to win the featherweight championship of the UFC, which he never defended.
No, because he's a bell end.
Well, he was...
Now he had a bigger money fight next, didn't he?
Did.
And that's what he wanted.
And again, I mean, does McGregor come back to win or lose? Does he go back to the UFC?
He doesn't need to because he gets so much money that he never has to fight ever again in his life.
No.
It's about whether he cares about. There's obviously most of these fighters have 2 lives. Yeah, they have their life that they're using the money from fighting to create with their families.
Yeah.
And they have their fighting life in front of people fucking love them. They want them to win. They want them to do well.
Yeah.
They've got those two aspects of their life. It depends which one he cares about more, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, you don't have to care about one more than the other necessarily. Just, if he came back to fighting, it doesn't mean he doesn't give a shit about his family.
No. Exactly. I think he's... as far as he's
but why risk getting hurt? If you just want 100 million, why risk getting hurt?
Well, I think he's come out. He said he's basically like he wants to retire by the time he's 30, and I think he's 28.
Okay, so that'd be cool if he did the trilogy with Nate, and he did like a title defense.
Dana White has come out saying, regardless of the outcome of this fight, he's fighting back in the UFC again before the end of the year.
Ooh, do you think it'll be trilogy?
There's got to be. What else is there?
Well, they need to start offering the Diaz brothers some fights that they'll take.
Well, the thing is,
because they keep offering them
aren't
fights.
taking any fights.
No.
I think Nick's out for a long, long time now.
Is he? Why?
Weed again.
Again.
Yeah.
Damn it, Nick.
I don't think Nick's coming back, but
no, well, he won't be if he's he's been done again. Damn you, Nevada State.
It's not Nevada. It's USADA.
Right.
So all the big bad boy, Jeff Nowitzki, the head of that fuck. He was the guy that caught Lance Armstrong.
Oh.
He's not to be fucked with.
It was pointless catching Lance Armstrong. You could have caught any one of them. They were all doping.
That was the thing, wasn't it? Didn't they say something in the Tour de France if they went from the first, like if they banned everyone that had been doping, like the person who was 13th would have won it or some shit.
I think it was more like the top like 100 or 200
really?
people.
Oh,
yeah,
well, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a small
It's not
amount. It wasn't like
sport.
12 dudes. It was like all the dudes.
People give MMA fight shit. Cycling is a dirty sport. The thing is with cycling, if you take steroids, you don't kill someone.
Steroids are bad. They're bad for your heart. They're bad for your body. They will kill you. But
you might kill someone else first.
Well, you know, if they win you like a load of money in like 6 years, and then you stop taking them, do it.
I don't think that tends to be the attitude.
Might take 10 years off your life. Might not.
Well, nice.
Just don't do steroids till you're 40 because your heart will explode.
Dr. Joe.
That's it. That's
100% guarantee. Eddie Hall sitting over here somewhere. I'm fine.
His heart's like
purple head.
Veins as big as his arm.
Yeah, like hose pipe arms.
Out of his eyeballs.
I feel great. No, I'm sure Star was lovely.
They have their good points and
They're
bad
effective,
points.
clearly. Otherwise, people wouldn't bother doing them.
There was actually a little bit more to what Khan said. Amir Khan said. Yeah, so he said it's a great fight for boxing, but he said it's good for both sports. Not only, and it's not only a fight between the fighters, it's a fight between boxing and MMA.
Yeah, that's an interesting take on it, because it's not a fight between boxing and MMA because it's an MMA fighter doing a boxing match. Mm-hmm. If after that they said, "Oh, now Floyd's going to go in and do an MMA match," then it would be a fight between boxing and MMA, I think.
Well, I feel like that would be more still based on the fighters.
How do you mean?
Well, I mean, one is clearly a superior discipline because it's less rules.
Yeah, I would argue that MMA would be as a fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Conor said it in the press conferences. When
a lot of
Floyd
people
Senior sort of said to him, "Was like, oh, you wait till that fight, he's gonna fuck you up." So Floyd ain't never been in a fight. This is a boxing match.
Yeah.
Like
that's a good one.
It's a fair enough point.
But a lot of people have said, this is the first time Mayweather has ever fought someone that could actually beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah, yeah. If all rules were abandoned, which I think is
if
why
it was in the street.
Yeah, which is why they put that.
Mayweather get done.
Yeah,
but everyone else Mayweather's ever fought, he'd probably beat him up in the street.
But does that matter? I mean,
I know it's just psychological. It's just that little edge, maybe just that little niggling thing in the back of his head, maybe.
I don't know, it's a strange thing though, because
I don't think it's gonna matter.
If he boxed,
I don't think Mayweather cares if
Michael
he wins or
Phelps,
loses.
would they say, "Oh well, he's finally boxing someone that can outswim him"? Like, who gives a shit? Like, it doesn't make any fucking difference. Like, we know Conor could kick him in the face. There's actually been a thing in the contact saying that if he kicks him in the face, he loses a shitload of money because they were worried that just to make a statement, Conor will just go in there and kick him in the teeth.
I highly doubt. I know what he's going to do. Oh, we're not on to that bit yet.
Yeah.
We're not on to predictions yet.
No, but it's a weird statement to make, sort of about the when people sort of say, like, "Oh yeah, he could beat the shit out of him." It's like, yeah, there's no question. That's why they're not doing an MMA fight. So I think there would be less interest in an MMA fight than there is in a boxing match.
Of course, because you're not in a MMA fighter coming over to boxing, you're limiting that fighter. Yeah. In a boxer going over to MMA, you're just throwing him into the water with no arms or legs.
You say, "Hey, look the shit you don't know how to do. Learn."
Just throwing him into Jaws' mouth, just like.
And I don't think there's any argument if it was the other way around. I don't think the argument. This fight is interesting because of this unpredictability factor that Conor brings in there. Conor wins his fights by knockout, usually by punches. He can punch hard. Yes. He's younger, he's quicker, maybe, and he punches harder. He's in a bigger guy.
I don't think he's probably not quicker.
Yeah,
but he probably does.
Maybe not. He might. We'll see that on Saturday.
Well, I mean, let's think about it. Just like how many more punches do you think Mayweather's thrown? Probably like 1,000 times more punches in his life.
Oh yeah. What do you mean, even in practice? Yeah, probably, because he doesn't have to practice the other tools. Yeah, 100%. So Floyd is clearly the better boxer. This is.
I don't know about
inherently true.
Maybe
this is definitely right. Okay, so
although I did hear that McGregor's had a few amateur fights.
Oh God! Okay, he fought some fucker in the back of a car park behind an Audi somewhere. Like, that doesn't. Oh yeah, that's basically the same. Okay, ding ding, let's go. It's an idiotic thing that people sort of like. Boxing was his first discipline that he learned. Yeah, Coach Kavanagh is the jiu-jitsu black belt that's been his coach for the last 15 years. So he's not being trained by Freddie Roach. Like, if it had been trained his MMA career by Freddie Roach, then yeah, fair enough. You can say, his boxing is probably up to scratch. But he hasn't. He's been doing the other things as well as like pool noodle battling with Ido Portal or
punching cards.
Yeah, he's doing weird shit.
I like it. That's cool. I mean, it probably helps. Otherwise, why are they doing it?
He's still just punching. Like,
yes, exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to remember that he lost a boxing match to Nate Diaz. So.
Nate Diaz boxed the shit out of him and strangled the shit out of him.
Yeah. And Nate Diaz is not a boxer. He's a good striker.
Well, boxing's his preference. Again, speaking of MMA fighters,
he's also good at jiu-jitsu. He's in brown belt.
Black belt.
But he's like a black belt.
Yeah, he's black belt jiu-jitsu.
That's a hard thing, man. Yeah. That's 10 years of your life.
Yeah.
That's straight up 10 years of your life.
I think but the Diaz brothers have always been boxers, and they've always Michael Bisping's always been boxer, Stipe Miocic always been boxer. That's been their sort of primary discipline, but that's not to say they haven't had to practice the other things.
No, I was just saying because Conor actually fought Nate. Conor didn't fight Bisping.
No, yeah, that would be somewhat
hilariously weird.
Yeah, very strange. You wouldn't understand either one of them what they were saying. It's a Mancunian and an Irishman just like giving each other constant shit.
We're both British.
Yeah.
Although I can understand everything both of them say.
Sorry, one word?
Oh, you can't understand what I say.
Yeah.
Anyway, Amir Khan thinks Mayweather.
Yeah, which is kind of fair enough.
Barry McGuigan.
Who's who?
Barry McGuigan.
I don't know who that is.
He's an Irish boxer. He was like a... Oh, God.
So again, showing my ignorance.
No,
I'm going
to sound like a dickhead. I think he was featherweight champion.
Okay.
I think he was featherweight, but there's so many weights, I forget.
So a boxer. So he's
he was a boxer. He's an Irish boxer.
Right, okay. Oh, he's got a foot in each corner.
What he said is Mayweather's going to frustrate him.
Yeah.
And he thinks he'll be surprised if Conor lands a single significant punch in the whole fight.
Yeah, that's been coming up quite a lot, hasn't it? Sort of like whether some people have been saying, "Oh, he won't win a round," and then some people saying he won't land a single punch. I don't think that's going to be true. I think he'll definitely land punches.
I feel like it could go two sort of ways. It could go like. So what he's saying is he's saying Mayweather's going to frustrate him, and if that happens, it's over for McGregor.
Yeah, but I think since the Diaz fight, Conor's learned to control that frustration.
I completely agree.
That's what lost him the first Diaz fight.
Agreed.
And I think when he came back,
we both saw that and both understood that.
Yeah.
And so did he.
Yeah.
And he's improved on his game.
Yeah.
And if Mayweather can frustrate him, it's over. But if he doesn't, I feel like Conor could frustrate Mayweather with his weird styles, karate stances.
Or the distancing, the shooting in and out.
Yes, that's what I mean. If McGregor can do that to him, if he can keep that distance his own, judge.
Floyd ain't walking him down. Let's be honest. So Floyd
no, that's never going to happen.
No.
But that's what I mean. That could also frustrate McGregor.
Yeah.
Because every time he goes for a punch, Floyd just leaves. Nah.
Well, I mean,
nah.
So the MMA striking, usually you go in, you do your damage, and you get the fuck out.
It's cheap boxing.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, because you go in, you do what you got to do, then you leave. You're in, it's in out, in out, in out. Or you go in, or you shoot for your takedown. You go in, you fake a strike, look for a takedown, look for a clinch. However you want to do it. But either way,
that's the basic. That's like the most basic level of MMA.
MMA striking, you go in, you do what you got to do, you get out.
Yeah.
And then, but boxing, you a lot of the times you'll go in and you'll work in the pocket. So you go in, and then you'll both close in, and you'll be swanging and banging,
but not getting hit.
But not getting hit.
Or not taking significant damage.
Yeah, exactly. Which is, I think that it's part of the way that Mayweather fights.
Yes, he's very good at that.
In the pocket, and we move, head movement.
He's getting punched, but he's not getting hurt.
Yeah.
Like so they're all just like nip. My nip noise is a glancing blow.
A glancing blow.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
That's how it sounds.
But I think Conor's going to be going in
space,
out, out, and that's. People have been saying, like Mauro Ranallo came out the other day, sort of saying, "Oh, that's going to tire him out." It's like it's what he does. It's like it's his style. Like it's how he's always fought.
Basically, I know how McGregor's going to be fighting this fight. I mean, I hope I know, but I still don't know if he's going to be able to hit him. Anyway, we're not even on that part of the conversation yet.
But so. This guy says that...
he says he'll be surprised if McGregor lands a single significant punch.
Yeah. I mean, that's a big statement.
It's a huge statement.
I definitely don't agree with that.
And as an Irishman...
Yeah, I think McGregor will win rounds.
Well, okay. There's actually something... Oh, Nate Diaz said he thinks he'll be able to do... Like Conor's basically Nate Diaz also takes Mayweather, but he did say Conor's got to punch it a puncher's chance. You know?
Yeah,
just like anyone does.
Which is why this is even a fight.
Yeah.
Because he has a puncher's chance. He literally has that.
But to expand on puncher's chance a little,
yeah,
he said he can do significant damage in the first 3-4 rounds.
Yeah.
Because that's how long he's used to fighting for. After that, he's not going to have any power in his punches.
Now, I don't understand that, because how long he's used to fighting for. So we've seen Conor fight a 5-round MMA fight. Now an MMA round is 5 minutes.
Yeah.
A boxing round is 3.
Yeah.
So 5 MMA rounds of 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Is equivalent to what? 8 boxing rounds.
Yes.
Yeah. Thereabouts.
And a
yeah, but you have more breaks in
and
between
a
it.
Yes.
So when people sort of say like cardio and shit like that, I don't think that's even going to be an issue. That's insane to me that that's even being brought up.
Have you ever tried... I know you have. And that's why you should know different. After about 8 rounds, I can't do it anymore.
Well, yeah, but
After about 8 3-minute rounds, I can't move the same way that I could. For those last 4 rounds, I can't move the same way.
yeah, but we're not professional fighters.
We are a little fat.
Connor's got the condition. he's trained to do this thing.
I agree.
Like-
I totally agree. And this is just people saying things.
Fatigue is definitely a thing. 100%.
If he's smart, he's training to fight 12 3-minute rounds.
100%. Yeah, of course
you know, obviously it's a different game. You know,
Yeah.
it's different. And they're just both so different conditioning wise. They're also both they have different stresses on the
I
body
think you
and
need
different.
so much more cardio to do MMA. So much more.
I know how much cardio it takes to do jiu-jitsu now, and
Yeah.
I was shockingly surprised.
Yeah.
I didn't even take water the first
Someone
time.
trying to drag you down, trying
Dude,
to put all their body weight on
I didn't
you.
take water the first time I went.
That is an error.
And I did not realise, because
Yeah.
the next time I drank 2 litres.
Yeah, it's hard work. Trying to manipulate somebody's body is
And-
fucking difficult, especially when they don't want to be manipulated.
No, yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's jiu-jitsu in a nutshell.
Yeah, just moving the person that doesn't
Doesn't
want to be
wanna-
moved.
don't
Yeah.
wanna be- That's what I mean. Like, I
It's
know
hard.
that even as I don't know shit about jiu-jitsu, but even that, when like Noah was trying to do something on me, or when Max was trying to do something on me, or even when Joe was trying to do something on me, and Chris, I also rolled with Chris the first time I went there. I could stop them from doing the thing they were trying to do,
Yeah.
but while I was stopping them from doing that, they did something else.
Yeah. Well, yeah, which is
Because they know more than me.
Yeah.
But you still kind of know to stop things.
Yeah.
You're like,
But the-
oh, I know you're doing that. I
The
don't want you
things
to
you
do
have
that.
to
no,
stop
no, no.
in a boxing match are punches,
You don't have to stop them.
or get out of the way of them.
Yeah, or just block them.
Yeah. So with that, I would consider that stopping. That is nullifying the technique.
Yeah.
If someone's swinging for you, you've dodged it, blocked it, countered it, you've nullified the technique.
Yeah, I gotta say, blocking is probably your last thing you want to do.
Because you're still taking a
Yeah.
hit as such.
Yeah.
But that's countering that. If you've got to worry about countering, if you're in a clinch and you're worried about knees, elbows, takedowns, throws, and punches as well.
I agree. It's just I've also done I've done like 12 rounds even with a heavy bag,
Yeah.
and they're both very difficult, but they're difficult in different ways.
Yeah. But
So I don't think if you're really good at one of them, you're really good at the other. I don't think that works like that.
What do you mean the cardio that's
Yeah.
required for it?
But I think they both require a different type of cardio.
Yeah. But I think that Conor's base of his cardiovascular endurance would have been so good that going 12 3-minute rounds isn't going to be an issue.
Yeah. But we know who it's definitely not going to be an issue for, and that's Floyd.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't actually know if it's going to be an issue for Conor or not, because he's never done it.
We can make assumptions, and I'm gonna definitely heavily assume that's not going to be a problem.
I would hope so, because otherwise, what's the point in training?
Yeah. Well.
I totally agree. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think cardio is going to be an issue for it at all. And I think Nate's probably right. I think the first rounds are where if there's going to be damage, it'll be the first rounds where the damage comes out, because it's going to be that. Not even necessarily because of cardio. I think it's going to be because of Floyd's going to need to understand his style, and it's going to take him a couple of rounds to work it out.
Yeah.
Because Conor's going to come out doing weird shit.
Yeah.
They're gonna have
Karate, man.
He'll come out all fucking sideways bladed stance and really weird with his hands down here. Yeah, and he's not. I don't think he's gonna come out like proper, like sort of like boxing stance and shit. I don't think he's just.
If he did that, he'd be stupid.
Yeah, I think that would be really. Fucking
but that's the thing. He's only got what? He's only got a few bullets.
Yeah.
You know, Conor's only got a few bullets, and once Mayweather learns those bullets, they're not gonna land.
No, that's exactly it. I think
so he's got to hit each one of those fucking bullets.
Yeah.
Or at least one of them.
Yeah.
Because he's never going to be able to do the same move twice on him.
No, 100. Definitely not. No, Floyd's far too cerebral to do.
Just too clever, too good.
He'll completely understand. The first time Conor does something, if it works, I hope Conor's got something else because. It's
that's what I'm saying. I'm sure he'll have like 10 tricks.
Yeah.
But once he's done each one of them, and if none of them land.
Yeah,
it's over.
He's in a
That's how I boiled down the fight. Anyway, Angelo Reyes, boxing coach, he said Mayweather will knock him out in 3 rounds or less.
Yeah, I don't think I've got a lot of time for that one.
You just talk about that while I pour us a drink.
The guy's clearly more educated in boxing than I am. But when the fuck was the last time Floyd Mayweather knocked someone out?
Exactly.
And it's not like, had McGregor been knocked out a few times with the 4-ounce gloves that he wears, I'd take that on board. I'd be like, yeah, okay, well maybe Conor's chin is questionable. He's taken shots before and it's knocked him out. But that's literally never happened.
No.
And
with 4 ounces.
40-year-old Floyd Mayweather in 8-ounce gloves with his brittle fucking hands.
Did you say brittle fucking?
Brittle fucking hands. No. What? No. I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
I think also you could stretch it a bit to say maybe not knock him out,
TKO?
Stop him.
Yeah, I could. I don't think he stops him that early on.
No, neither do I.
I really don't. I don't think he stops. I don't think if Mayweather wins by a stoppage, I don't think it's gonna be early on. I mean, I think that the first couple of rounds they're both gonna be feeling each other out more than anything. I think you're going to get quite a bit of that because they're both counter fighters.
They are both counter fighters.
Which is going to be a weird situation because it'd be interesting to see who loses their rag first and goes in because one of them's going to need to do it.
I think Conor's going to try and step him down and then he's going to realise that that's not going to work.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Oh, it's so interesting.
I know. That's the thing. That's why I love this fight because it is interesting. And it's, it could happen that tomorrow night. Like the fight's boring as fuck. It goes all the rounds. Mayweather wins by decision.
And let's be honest, it's most likely
that
to be that.
The most likely outcome. Yes. Like Floyd wins the boxing match by being a better boxer.
Yeah.
And Floyd, the best defensive boxer of all time, wins by being the best defensive boxer of all time. That would be the least surprising outcome of this.
Yeah. I have to wait.
That's okay.
Feel free to chat.
I will. That would clearly be the outcome that. I feel like most people, if you don't believe that's the most likely, then I'd be interested to hear why. Because Floyd isn't known as a knockout artist, never really has been. His defensive skills are incredible, so it's going to be difficult it was clearly difficult for 49 prior to get into, to get around his defences. So obviously it's going to be difficult for someone who isn't a boxer to get around his defences. But then you've got the unknown aspect of McGregor sort of coming in, got heavy hands, clearly knows how to throw them, and it's this unknown quantity that he brings to it, which is going to be what all the interest around the fight is going to be. I don't think cardio is going to be an issue at all. I think that Conor's conditioning is fantastic. He learned so much from that Nate Diaz fight 1, where he overstretched himself. Where he said himself he wasn't efficient with his movement, wasn't efficient with his strikes, and it clearly cost him later on into the fight. Then you saw him when he came back for the second Diaz fight, clearly better conditioned, better control, didn't get frustrated, didn't overstretch himself, didn't overreach, and came out with a decision win. I think it's that Conor McGregor that you're going to need to see.
He had a better chin that second time as well.
I don't think he had a better chin. When you're fucking tired, when you get punched in the face, you're more likely to go down.
Plus he hacked away at that leg.
Yeah, he was smashing. So he took some of the power out by knocking the leg out. That's not an option he's going to have with Floyd.
I don't think Floyd's power's going to be a problem. I haven't considered that, but I don't think it would be.
So with this, okay, so the glove situation, I feel like people are putting far too much into that. I don't think there's going to be fuck all difference. I think it's daft.
What, between 8 and 10 ounces?
8 ounces, yeah.
What are mine? 12s?
Well, those Blitz ones are 12 ounce, yeah.
I don't know, I thought with 8 ounce. There is a big difference between 8 and 12, but I don't think I've ever had 10s.
I don't think there's. I feel like it's getting a bit blown out of the water what sort of advantage it's going to have. It's close to the gloves that Conor uses. It's like, well, Conor uses 4 ounce MMA gloves. It's like I don't understand what the difference is. The only slight disadvantage I could see for Floyd would
less
be
padding for his hands.
Less padding for his brittle fucking hands. And people have been saying about because they're slightly smaller gloves, the defensive aspect of it will be slightly diminished because they're slightly smaller areas to cover. But we're talking.
That's less important.
So tiny.
That's less important, I think, than the distance between the knuckles and the brain.
Yeah, I think that's a daft thing to.
But they're using foam ones, aren't they? Not horsehair.
I have no idea.
I think they're traditionally horsehair or something, some kind of gallopy creature's hair.
Floyd uses unicorn hair.
Oh man, I think his gun shields are 10 grand each or something crazy.
That would fucking surprise me. No.
I think mine was about 19 quid, and I thought that was very expensive.
Yeah, it's quite expensive. Gum shield's £3.
Sorry, it's not a gum shield for boxing, it's a gum shield for nighttime.
Oh, I see. Nerd. That was unnecessary.
Because I grind my jaw.
Yeah.
I don't wear it actually. I should. I'm supposed to, but I don't wear it. I basically got it when I had a tooth infection. They were like, just get this because it's gonna be easier for you for a bit. And I wore it while I had the tooth infection, but then once I got the root canal,
fine.
Stopped bothering.
No wuckers, yeah, isn't it?
Probably should, but it's a big thing to have in your mouth when you sleep. Like,
yeah, it seems like too much.
You're used to sleeping without a big thing in your mouth.
Yeah, well,
I don't know why I'm doing like
just like a big thing.
I had a lot of teeth when I did that blowjob.
Look.
I was smiling. Never smile when I give blowjobs.
Just cried. Got to pay the rent somehow though, Joe. Next. Right. Reading like Floyd Mayweather over here. I can see these words, Joe.
Donald Cerrone.
Oh, okay. Cowboy.
The only quote I wrote down is Mayweather will destroy him.
Yeah, fair play, Donald. Yeah. I mean, good input.
Doesn't really like McGregor.
No.
Not a big fan.
No, since he told him that he was going to bend him over and kick the Lucky Charms out of his ass. I believe was the quote that Cerrone said to Conor.
I'll say Lawler fought last time, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a good fight, man.
Yeah.
Just wish it had been 5 rounds.
I want that fight again.
I want that 5 round.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, again, sort of destroy. I think is a big word for defend himself against.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a huge likelihood of Mayweather picking him apart. You know, he's a clever boxer. He's an actual boxer.
Yeah.
He could certainly just pick him apart. But I just think that there's a really good thing that I wrote down that I didn't. Oh no, sorry, I didn't write it down. I forgot. Basically, there was a really long video that I watched, and it was Chris Eubanks.
Right.
Chris Eubank. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't think you liked it when you say Chris Eubanks.
It's not. I'll tell him.
I used to live in Brighton, so I used to see him all the time in his stupid. He's got an 18-wheeler cab, hasn't he?
Has he? I don't know.
I used to go around Hastings in this big Yeah, just the cab of an 18-wheeler.
Yeah.
So not the lorry bit.
Yeah.
Just the cab. Used to go around there, but my dad he had Chris Eubank had about 9 brothers or something.
Right.
And like most of them were professional boxers. My dad was good friends with one of them who used to sell Big Issue.
Okay.
So
boxing was taken off at that point, then, was it?
Well, obviously not for him.
Yeah.
This is when Chris Eubank was still fighting. We might have just stopped. It was about 96, 97.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to walk through Brighton with my dad, and we'd end up talking to like one of Chris's brothers. His brothers are like the nicest dudes on the planet.
Yeah.
Chris Eubank's a fucking tweaker, man. Like, he's so weird. He's a bit like an android, but not in a good way, like Elon Musk. Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Yeah, because Elon Musk could easily be an android from the future.
Yeah,
but I like him.
Yeah, he's alright. Trust the androids. He's come back to tell us to not trust the androids. That's the exact thing I would say. You should he started doing that.
No.
He started trying to like appeal for people to
Not for AI.
For AI, yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I'm fucking backing that 100%. That's a really big thing that he's doing. Yeah.
Sounds like that's what an android would say, mate.
Well, he's
afraid of the T1000 coming to get him.
Basically, it's going to put millions of people out of jobs.
Yeah.
So he's saying we need to put like a national, you know.
It's like Elon Musk that made the Tesla that is going to obviously self-driving car is going to put millions of people out of their jobs.
No, we're not talking about Tesla. I'm talking about the AI. This is not a science podcast right now.
Should we save it?
Would you like me to go into it?
Let's not.
Okay.
Let's not.
I'll save it for next time.
We'll go down a ridiculous rabbit hole.
There's so much cool shit I could say about Elon Musk that I probably should have said last time. But
it's the next time. It's alright.
We've only got like 8 more subjects to get through. Anyway, right. So Chris Eubank. Anyway, yeah. So I met a couple of his brothers. They're really nice dudes, basically.
Good. Lovely.
I was a child.
Ah.
So, but they were very nice. They all have no noses, which is incredible.
No noses.
Yeah, they're really flat noses.
Oh, is it from boxing? Do you think?
Well, it doesn't matter if it's not from boxing. It certainly helps with boxing.
Yeah.
You know.
I imagine so. Yeah, the big thing that people punch isn't there anymore. It's like,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's great.
It's good.
Awesome. Tiny ears as well.
No jaw.
It's like all the things you don't want to get punched.
They just shrink up.
Yeah, man. I don't know whether they were like that and they were like, hey man, I've got like no nose and no ears. What should I do? Do they like careers guidance counselor?
Yeah.
And they were like, boxer.
Yeah, boxer. Yeah, easy mate.
Obviously.
Yeah. That seems like a strange thing for a guidance counsellor. You ever consider getting punched in the face for a living? Oh no, actually.
No, that happens every day.
So it goes up.
Anyway, Chris Eubank said. So all these people that I've done quotes of so far, they all said Mayweather.
Yeah.
Chris Eubank, obviously British.
Tweaker.
He's strange.
He's eccentric.
He is that. You seen Louis Theroux on Chris Eubank?
Yeah.
It's weird, man.
Yeah, it's very strange.
He has like a tiny bit of human in him, but he seems to like want to squash it. Like, stop.
You're
stop,
starting
come
to look
out.
more and more like Louis Theroux every time I see you.
Me?
Yeah.
Looking
Yeah,
like
a
him.
little bit. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you definitely. No, you need to keep the glasses on.
He's well
That's part
skinny.
of it. Huh?
I'm just putting on weight like by the minute. I'm getting fatter during this podcast. Very free skinny, man.
Just inhaling delicious air.
Oh, this is a really hard sentence to get out, isn't it? It's taking a long time. Right, so Chris Eubank. He actually had a lot of good stuff to say about Conor. It was a half-hour interview. I couldn't put all the stuff down. I didn't end up writing anything down. But one thing I do remember him saying is, it's about how hard the fighter is. It's not always about skill and technique. Sometimes it comes down to just how hard they are.
Yeah.
And what he said, Conor's conditioning, he's used to getting hit with elbows and knees all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Mayweather's not used to that.
Yeah.
So what he's saying is Conor is a harder person.
Yeah.
He's just a harder being because he gets elbowed and kneed.
Yeah, and kicked and shit.
Yeah. When's Mayweather been elbowed and kneed and kicked?
No, I imagine they probably tried to avoid that. Yeah.
That's all costs.
Yeah.
He's the money. He's the money, man. So that, yeah. I mean, what we got to say about that?
Well, I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think Conor is the tougher guy, the tougher human.
And not just because of all that conditioning, but also because of the age.
Yeah, he's a younger guy.
12 years younger.
By quite a lot. Yeah. So 12 years is a fucking massive age difference in terms
especially
of fighting.
between 28 and 40.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like 30 is about your prime. Physically.
Yeah. I mean,
physically for a male, 30 is about where
heavyweights can't. Heavyweights once they get to 32, they go boom.
Well, heavyweights go to 40, roughly. Heavyweights tend. No. But in MMA, heavyweights tend to be the older fighters. You're looking at sort of between 35 and 40.
How old's DC?
DC's 37, 38.
But he is a unit though.
Yeah, he's a big guy. But then
he's got a 1-pack.
Stipe's a bit he's a keg. But yeah, you got Stipe, who's a bit older. Obviously, guys like Roy Nelson.
Sorry, DC is Daniel Cormier.
Yeah. Who probably again currently our lightweight champion, I'd imagine.
Yeah, maybe.
Following
by the time I edit this video and upload it.
So sidetracking slightly, but still on the subject of martial arts. John Jones recently had a test come back positive for, I think it's Turnabol, which is a steroid.
I thought it was PED.
No, I think they said it's Turnabol.
Okay, man.
Which is weird because we touched on this yesterday, didn't we? On Wednesday we spoke.
Yeah.
So in MMA you're drug tested randomly at any point on the way up until the fight. Then you are drug tested post weigh-ins.
Yeah, just same day as the weigh-in.
Same day as the weigh-in. Yeah, just after the weigh-ins are done, you're drug tested, and you're then drug tested again after the fight. So the post weigh-in one is to check that you're not taking anything.
But that's the day. That's the day before the fight now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it used to be the day of the fight.
Yeah, which is fucking horrendous.
Guys coming in like skeletal.
Yeah. No. It never used to be day of the fight. It just used to be in the evening before the fight, and now you can do it up to any point on that day.
Cool.
So you can do it at any point if you want to have a weigh-in at 6 o'clock in the morning or whatever. Then you can spend the rest of the time.
But also they've done a new rule. It has to be you have to be always within like 15 or 8% of your body fat mass. Is it?
No, I haven't brought that in yet.
Oh, but it will be coming in.
Well, I think they're talking about doing safety-wise because people are cutting a ridiculous amount.
Yeah.
Like it's been Conor McGregor cutting down to 145. You look like a fucking dead man walking.
Yeah, but it's okay if you're at that weight for the few weeks leading up to it.
Yeah.
It's okay, but if you're cutting it down within like 3 days, that's when
it's dehydration that they cut down. They cut down a massive amount through dehydration.
That's why they get kidney stones the size of testicles.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why I said testicles.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
That's way too big for a kidney stone.
That'd be horrendous.
Flump. That would not be flump.
Flump.
How big is your tube, man? My tube is not a flump for a testicle.
But yeah, so John Jones' test came back positive as the one done post weigh-in.
Post fight.
Post fight. It was the post fight.
Not post weigh-in. He was clean for the post weigh-in.
Yeah. Which means that in order for if this test was accurate, it means that he would have had to taken this steroid in between the weigh-in or the post weigh-in test and the fight.
Which wouldn't do anything.
No, it would have no benefit because a steroid. This isn't like it's not like a pre-workout, which they also test for, which can increase your endurance over a short period of time. Like if you go running and maybe you have a cup of coffee beforehand or something like that, because caffeine is a performance enhancer.
That's funny because that would drain me so much. I couldn't run on coffee or anything like that.
No, I've had a cup of coffee usually before I train in the morning. I've had coffee.
Crash so bad.
You're drinking water as well. It's not like you're taking a fucking thermos of coffee out running with you and swigging from it.
I prefer training. If I could train in the morning, I wouldn't eat or. I don't eat.
I just have black coffee.
I might have a sip of water, a couple of sips of water, but I wouldn't
definitely
do anything.
as well. Okay, so just water and
Depends
coffee.
how early I get up. Sometimes I wake up starving if I wake up really early. But if I wake up like a couple of hours later, I don't feel hungry at all, and I won't eat until 4 or 5 in the evening.
Yeah, if I'm hungry, I just drink water. Fine.
Oh, but you know when you're starving, you drink water and it hits your stomach, and you're like, oh.
No, I don't know. I've been that hungry. I just eat.
I'm a hungry man.
Man's got a hunger.
Sorry, that was well off track.
Yeah. Either way. So it came, which is a weird. It's a weird thing to happen.
Unless we don't understand something about these steroid cycles.
Yeah. Which is
because
clearly perfectly acceptable because neither one of us are doctors.
And neither one of us have done steroids.
No, yeah, good point.
I mean, I assume you haven't done steroids.
I
know I haven't.
You assume correctly.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're a big dude.
Don't get a fine physique like this without doing roids! On the D-bowl, left, right, centre.
But yeah, I mean, the way I would think about it, if I could just think about it sort of logically, I would say there's either two reasons that might happen. Either dehydrating caused the first test to be negative.
With the post-weigh-in one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or something fucking went wrong with his cycle, and for some reason the first one was negative.
I'm going to go for reason 3, and I bet this is the excuse they use. Tainted supplements.
Didn't you? I've seen like 100 excuses already. I mean,
really?
I saw a funny excuse, which is that someone said they spiked his cocaine.
John, yeah. When he came out with that against DC, that made my day. He said, I beat you after a weekend of cocaine.
That's why they need earpieces with their trainers being like, no, don't do that, you
no,
idiot!
The words already come out. You can't grab them back. It's already happened.
I beat you after a weekend of cocaine. And DC's like, I thought that was the only time you ever did cocaine. He was like,
Nah.
That was the time. That one time.
Did it all the time.
That one time I ever did it.
But
I mean, to be fair, like if you're gonna fight and do cocaine, whoa.
yeah, I think you should just allow him.
I can barely breathe and do cocaine.
There's that old joke, isn't it? Sort of like, when they were saying about Lance Armstrong won the Tour de France after doing all these drugs, and someone said, after all those drugs, I can't even find my bike.
But he wasn't. I didn't think he was doing drugs. I thought he was putting his own blood back into him.
Yeah, blood doping.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was doing.
Yeah, it's definitely an illegal thing.
It's illegal, but it's not drugs.
Oh, Lance Armstrong?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was doing a ton of other shit as well.
Fair enough.
As part of the training cycle, but yeah, blood doping was something that he did, and they figured out how to test for it.
That's rad though. I never knew that existed until that stuff came out.
Well, it was something that came through with
putting your own blood in you so you have more blood.
Yeah.
I want more blood! Everyone could do with more blood.
Do you know how they test for it?
How?
They test because it's...
Your blood pressure?
No, it's not even blood pressure. It's how... Because you can change your blood pressure. Run. Well, you get like white coat syndrome. Some people get nervous and that's why my blood pressure's so fucking high.
You'll just take like beta blockers.
Yeah. Loads of fucking ways around it. But what they test for is when you withdraw or put in the blood, obviously it has to go through a plastic tube. They test for the plastic in the tube. For plastic residue that goes into your blood, like microscopic residue from the plastic in your blood, and they can test for that plastic.
Oh, well, they should come up with a new way of putting the blood back in then. Drink it.
A glass tube. You drink it.
Yeah, you bleed yourself a couple of months before, put it in a pint glass, leave it there, down it the night before.
Cut yourself in the funnel, just pour it on and hope some of it goes in. Just like, go on, you bugger, fill it in. Science, bitch!
Yeah. So that was what Chris Eubank said, and we can both agree with that. He's the harder man.
I feel like that's
not less just because he's been elbowed and kneed in the head, but also because he's 12 years younger. I would say he's just a generally harder man.
Stamina and his endurance and his physique is going to stand up to more than Floyd's will.
For sure. He's not as clever a boxer, and he never will be in his entire life.
No, and if anyone thinks otherwise, that's stupid.
Stupid.
Yeah, so obviously
Floyd's the cleverest boxer.
The 49-0 boxer has more intelligence.
One of the cleverest boxers of all time. One of the greatest boxers of all time. Definitely the most boring of the greatest. But regardless, still up there.
Yes.
But I've got a little wild card quote.
A wild card
Which
quote.
is a little good one.
It's from like Beyonce or some shit.
No,
she's like, I think Conor's gonna win. Thanks for input, Beyonce. That's what Beyonce. Did I not know it?
You did your hair.
I know, yeah, well, yeah.
I think Conor's gonna win.
Don't know why she sounded like a redneck. Like, yeah, Conor's gonna win. Yeah, it wasn't my best Beyonce.
It wasn't the best. It wasn't your best Beyonce.
I've done better. I need to stand up and do the dance. I'm not doing the dance.
Oh, I didn't know. I don't know any dances. Otherwise, I would do the dance if there was a dance to do. Sylvester Stallone. Anyway.
Oh, okay, good. I was nearly there. Sylvester, I was Rocky. I'm not boxing.
Yeah, basically.
If he dies, he dies. I know that wasn't Rocky.
It's fine. I think he might have been slightly joking. Basically, they were like they came up to Sylvester Stallone and like, who do you think's gonna win?
And he went, don't matter how many times you hit, how many times you get it.
It's about how many times you can get hit and get back up.
Yeah, that's what he said.
He said, "What do you think?" And I haven't written this down. This is ad-libbing. I don't.
The papers are necessary. Make yourself look like a professional.
He said, I think you can't see the paper, it just looks like I'm looking at my penis.
You've written all of this in your penis. Your foreskin's rolled out and scroll.
Oh, these always get silly, these podcasts.
They're sensible people.
They said to him, and he said, who do you think? And the guy with the camera or whatever goes, 100% Mayweather. Ad-libbing it here. This is not exactly what they said. And Sylvester Stallone goes, what? Sort of joking.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was the joke bit. But then what he said was, he went, dude, can you just you read these two little lines that he said, but in your Rocky voice.
These lines, what? He's a real life Rocky. I always have the underdog. Something like that.
That was dreadful.
That was shocking. Stallone. Yeah. Really not great. Yeah. Yes, because it wasn't a Rocky line. I can't
So yeah, he said
he's a real life Rocky.
He said he's a real life Rocky, and I get that. You know, he kind of is.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, that's a strange reason to back him, but alright, yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not 100% sure he was backing him. I think he might have been asked this question a few too many times, and he was fucking with the dude who was saying it.
Oh, right, yeah.
But regardless, he's the only person I could find that backed Conor.
Yeah. Well, it's hard
apart from Chris Eubank.
Yeah.
But there was a lot more to that interview, so go and watch that interview.
Well, a lot of what's been going on like Showtime, they've had sort of the representative from the MMA world has been Brendan Sharp, who was an ex-heavyweight, who's now sort of podcast series.
Is he doing the fight commentary for the fight?
No, I don't think so.
Damn, I was hoping he would.
Sharp's a horrendous commentator. It was really
is he?
Yeah, it's really shit.
I just wanted someone slightly involved with the MMA crowd to do
it. Well, I think it's Dan Hardy.
Alright.
Dan Hardy's a good commentator.
Yeah.
And he's sort of, I think he's Team Conor as well. So that they've been the representatives of MMA in this whole boxing sort of circus that's been going on.
Yeah.
And they've essentially their thinking behind it is that Conor has a chance because of what we've already sort of said, the unpredictability, the angles, the power, the age. He's got those things on his side.
He's got a lot on his side, yeah.
Yeah, and they feel like those are the sort of things. Those are the things that are going to.
He's got a lot on his side, but he's fighting the best defensive boxer of all time. He's fighting one of the guys who has one of the best careers of all time.
Yeah, yeah. So there's this unbeaten streak. If he gets this 50-0, I don't think there's any question.
Yeah.
But it is weird how it's become over the course of the press conferences and the run up to the fight. That it seems to have swayed from, oh, Floyd's going to get 50-0, who gives a fuck, it's not real, it wasn't against a real boxer, to now Floyd's going to be 50-0 and his 50th one was against this unpredictable wild card who can bring anything to the table. it sort of seems to have swayed from what the fucking hell's going on to, oh well, you know, Floyd's really brave for taking this fight and shit, and a lot of people have been saying that. A lot of people have been sort of saying he's been, you know, he's put.
Thing is, there's so many people.
Yeah, everyone wants to put their input, us included, clearly.
Yes, clearly, yeah. I mean, we've done 2 hours on it. So.
Yeah, well, there we go.
Yeah. Well, not quite. I mean, we obviously had some other things to say.
Yes.
We do have lives, and we have quite interesting lives, and if you guys keep listening, one of you, I mean, there must be one dude.
Let's hope there's one.
Or like eventually, once we've done like 10 podcasts, maybe that one dude who listens to the 10th one will come back and listen to the others and won't be completely horrified by how terrible we are or how much my chair squeaks. Like, it annoys me, it must annoy you.
Where are you going with that, mate?
Nowhere. I was trying to wrap it up.
Oh, okay.
Well, I was trying to lead on to the last thing, which is our predictions.
Okay, predictions. Can I have 2?
Yeah.
So
I guess.
I'm going to go with my heart and I'm going to go with my head.
Yeah.
Okay, so
our head is the same, I think.
I'm Team Conor.
Yeah, me too.
I will be cheering for Conor. I will be watching it. I will be in his fucking corner mentally. I want him to win with every fucking... Collaborate and listen. Sorry? Yes.
Down it.
Point. Yeah.
Or should we do that at the end? No, let's do it now.
Let's do it now. So
I've started now.
100%. Yeah, he's committed. 100% Team Conor. I feel like he's. I really want him to win this. I don't like Floyd Mayweather as a human. I don't think he's a nice person. I think he's a dick. He's clearly a wife-beating piece of shit, and I really hope he gets his fucking face smashed in.
It's only like 5 in the evening, man.
Don't care.
It's early for that, isn't it?
Fuck the Mayweathers. Yeah, I'd love Conor to win, and if Conor wins, I think Conor will knock him out in the 3rd round. Big left hand. He'll step in. He'll step in with a dummy right. Floyd will overextend. And then that's where the left hand will catch Floyd.
This is your heart.
This is my heart. I want Floyd. I want Conor to win.
Right.
So.
And before I give my heart,
yeah,
we're just gonna raise a
wee whiskey.
A whiskey for Conor. It's not like he's dead or anything.
He's not dead, no. But good luck tomorrow, brother.
Clink.
Yeah, clink. Wasn't sure if we were down in that or sipping it.
Neither was I until I
downed it.
Yeah.
Right.
My heart. So you said what? Knockout?
Knockout, 3rd round.
I think like TKO, probably 3rd or 4th. Depends how tired Conor gets. Depends how much he chases him down. I'd like to see Conor outbox him and get on top of him and pressure him. I'd like to see him make Mayweather frustrated and potentially, make Mayweather make mistakes by making him frustrated. So I think what would frustrate Mayweather is pressure, and not being able to deal with that pressure.
So I think it'll be distance. I think it'll be Conor moving
or stepping in and out.
Yeah.
I don't disagree. That would probably piss him off as well.
Yeah.
But think about if Conor could cut him off and pressure him, just think about how that would stress him out, because he's never dealt with that in his entire career, has he?
No, nothing like that. I don't think. Again, I don't know enough boxing to say that with 100% certainty.
Sure.
But I don't feel like there can be many people. They had trouble enough having someone in his camp to emulate Conor. So that tells me there's not a lot of people around that fight with that style.
That's just another thing to, raise for Conor's side.
Yeah.
But that would be what I would want to see. I would want to see Conor frustrate Mayweather with pressure, or with stepping in and out. Like, that would be fine too.
just to see.
You know that I wouldn't complain.
Just to
But
irritate Mayweather to enough point that he has to start stepping in and looking.
Imagine if that happened, and then Mayweather steps in for a punch, and Conor just counters. Jose Aldo.
Left hand.
Yes,
exactly. The world will explode. No more podcasts. Couldn't be able to do them anymore. The world will explode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I would love to happen.
Okay, so we're both saying it would be early round finish is our hope for it.
Well, not necessarily. You know, I want to see it go a bit. So maybe what I'm saying would happen. So yeah, that's what happens in the first like 3-4 rounds, and then Mayweather starts figuring him out. So he doesn't knock him out, and he doesn't get the TKO. But Conor McGregor has pressured him.
Yeah,
and he has made Mayweather. Made him make mistakes.
Yeah.
But he hasn't knocked him out. He hasn't TKO'd him, and the fight still goes on.
Right.
And then it goes to points or something.
Yeah.
That would still be fine. I would be fine with that.
Yeah. So
even if he lost.
Conor had to.
Even if McGregor lost.
It's a bit. If Conor wins a round, it's a victory for MMA.
That's true. That is true.
Personally, I mean,
but I'd like
some people disagree with that, but I think
I want a good fight. Basically, my heart. I just want a good fight.
Yeah.
You know, if McGregor gets
knocked
knocked out, dude.
Flatline.
Yeah, but imagine if Mayweather fucking knocks McGregor out. Who the fuck's knocked McGregor out? No one's knocked McGregor out. He's got like 2 losses, and one's from choke and one's from
choke.
Both chokes, are they?
Guillotine choke, I think, was his first one.
Oh.
Might be wrong on that. We'll have to check that. But
Pussy getting taken down by guillotine.
What,
standing guillotine?
I think so. Again, you're back in King of the Cage days, back in Ireland.
Yeah, okay.
And that was one of his. But again, could be lying. So yeah, don't take that.
Mate, take the legs.
Don't take that for gospel.
Or don't take the legs or spin.
Some 2 fucking jiu-jitsu classes. The fuckers. He's like, oh yeah, cross-side. Look for the Von Flu choke, motherfucker.
Now, obviously, if someone's guillotining you can't go for the legs unless they're an idiot and they've brought their legs to you. If they're doing a guillotine properly, their legs are far away. I'm not stupid. But you could grab a collar, grab another one, flip them around, do some kind of crazy flipping.
I'm less impressed. It's just immediate. So I like that bit, but yeah, you went a bit bonkers over there. So you just climb up, look for the flying arm.
Man, we've seen it.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? You showed me that, didn't you?
What, was flying armbar? I didn't show you a flying
The guy that fucking... the guy climbs
Jeff
up...
Glover. Yeah. He's a human monkey. Yeah, ridiculous.
Amazing.
Okay, so...
Yes. And so that's our heart.
Both of us we are both Team McGregor. We want him to win. And we feel that if he's going to win, it's going to be early days within the first few rounds of the fight.
Or he could put on enough pressure, win enough points in the first few rounds to outlast the whole thing and win by points. I mean, I don't think he's going to win by points. So when you
say first few rounds, you mean first... It would have to be first 7.
I'm thinking like first 4, he does really well.
Yeah.
And then it's like a draw for all the rest of the rounds. So it might be like one wins one wins the other, but basically it's even fighting.
I see. Okay, right, I understand. Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen, but it would be great.
So this sort of leads us into with our head.
Yeah.
With the admittedly
what do we
limited
actually think is going to win?
Knowledge that I have anyway. It'd be Mayweather by decision, wouldn't it?
I think Mayweather's going to school him. I don't think... I don't even want to say it.
I think school is a really hard... I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think McGregor's going to be made to look stupid. I think he's going to...
Think about how McGregor made...
Alvarez
look stupid.
I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be that one-sided.
I
feel like McGregor is going to look like he belongs in there. And he's going to look like he earns his place.
I don't think he's going to look like he belongs at all. And I hope he doesn't look like he belongs. Because if he looks like he belongs...
By that I mean that it's going to be a fight rather than a walkover for Floyd.
Yeah.
He's going to look weird. He's going to go in with a bladed karate stance, southpaw, doing weird shit.
If he does not come in with like a southpaw wide stance, I'm like, turn off.
This is in trouble. You're not like, don't be
20 quid, mate.
Don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck. But yeah, I think it's. I think it's a fairly clear that the 49 boxer is going to win
I would
the
put
boxing
money.
match.
I would put money on not a knockout for Mayweather though.
Oh right, so if Mayweather wins, it won't be via knockout.
Yeah.
I've got no qualms about.
I don't see a little dude like him knocking him out. You know, Diaz.
His little core and his little head,
Nate's
his
my
brittle
size.
hands.
Nate's my size.
But height wise.
Height.
Yeah.
Well, and general, roughly same size as me. Obviously, he's got abs and I've got flaps.
I see. Yes.
Slight differences, but generally, like Nate's roughly the same sort of dimensions as me.
Mm.
And Nate can knock him out.
Well, pretty fucking near.
He
knocked him squarely in the first fight, so he shot that shitty double leg.
He squelled him
and
straight up.
Yeah, he was definitely on what they call Queer Street.
Yeah,
he was certainly
but
having a lovely time.
Mayweather is half the size.
Yeah,
Mayweather he's a small
I
person.
think that's a factor. I mean, again, Conor always says this at the end of his fight, so you better have some attributes. You've got to be longer, you've got to be stronger, you've got to be taller, you've got to be faster. Technique is a point, but at a certain point, like Chris Eubank says, you've got to have that extra little bit. And Conor's length and distance.
But then you say that like, but the only reason Conor won the second fight with Diaz is because he leg kicked him. Diaz has those. Diaz is stronger.
Yeah.
Diaz might not necessarily be faster, but he can take way more punishment.
Yeah.
Diaz has more attributes than McGregor.
Yeah, I suppose so.
But he chopped down that tree, man.
Yeah.
That's how you win a fight. You chop down that tree.
That's something else coming out of the toolbox, though, isn't it? That's a different. That's identifying the attributes and then countering them with the appropriate technique. So, again, I don't know enough boxing to know what the appropriate technique would be to counter.
We don't know.
Conor's
but we wouldn't have predicted that McGregor would have won by leg kick.
We didn't win by leg kick, but the leg kick
Fuck
was.
That he won by leg kick. I know he didn't win by leg kick, but
He didn't TKO with a leg kick.
Had he not have thrown like 120 leg kicks, he wouldn't have won the fight.
Yeah, you're right. But I feel like that was predictable. That was definitely we were saying.
I wouldn't
predict
fight.
We were saying that sort of the idea of because Conor had won so many by knockout on the way up to it, he was trying to knock out the bigger guy because he's used to being the bigger guy.
Yeah.
This time he wasn't.
No.
So he.
When I said like Nate is the same size as me, what I meant he's got the same frame.
He's long.
I'm long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's long. And
what was my reach? It was like.
You got like a fucking golden eagle reach.
Yeah, it was crazy. We did that last week, didn't we?
Yeah. When Joe walks, his arms swing by his ankles. Scooting on the ground like a gorilla.
Wait, what's the?
Oh, the Floyd, that really got my tits. When all the boxing guys are like, well, if he brings that spaghetti arm technique, it's like, it's warming his arms up, you fucking mug. He doesn't say, oh, this is how I'm going to win. I'm going to go in. I'm going to come at him. This is going to walla.
Just flopping him out.
It's going to freak him out. Like, what are you fucking talking about?
Yeah, he's just going to freak him out into submission.
Idiots. That really got
Mate,
my
it's
nerves.
a free tape, a free KO.
A freak. If he keeps chanting, Floyd gradually floats into the air and just fucks off forever.
That's where my heart is.
Yeah, I'm changing my prediction. Conor win by telekinetic fuck off.
Alright.
That'd be weird. That would probably be equally as weird as Floyd knocking him out.
We've done more than the last podcast already.
Wow. Fucking, we like talking about martial arts, don't we?
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, so...
Well, we're going to continue, but without you. And I would keep recording this, but the problem with keeping recording this is, it took me like 4 days to render and upload the last one.
And frankly, you're not worth it.
The one guy that isn't listening anymore.
So we got the view.
Yeah. No.
Okay,
I mean, if anyone ever does give a fuck about what we are talking about, we do have a sort of game plan. It's literally just me and Dan, just talking for a couple of hours, once a month, maybe once every 2-3 weeks.
It's going to be irregular as fuck, unfortunately, but we'll keep you updated.
Depending on when we can get to it, hopefully, roughly, well, at least once a month. But whenever we have the time, we will do it. So we might get to do one every 3 weeks, one every 2 weeks, depending. on whether we can do that. But,
however, the next one will be out sooner.
Oh yeah, so this is just part 1 of martial arts. We're doing a 2-parter of martial arts just because we wanted to do one for before the Conor McGregor fight and one for after. They will both likely be coming out after the fight. But that's just because my computer took about 50 hours to render.
It did take a while. I was getting like hourly updates from you, like 4%, 6%.
Yeah.
I was like, this is...
That was just rendering though, not even uploading.
Yeah.
Uploading takes a lot less time, but it still took about 30 hours to upload.
Yeah.
I know I've got to rethink the way I edit this video, so it will be different, hopefully a little bit better. Less quality, but but better upload times. But we don't just have, we have lots of things to talk about. This is one thing that we both love, martial arts. Science is something that I hold particularly dear to me. I've always enjoyed and loved it. But when me and Daniel have conversations just by ourselves, we often drift onto things like science just because he's interested in it and I have a lot to say about it. But we have about 9 subjects that we want to discuss, and we're going to just rotate those basically. So we'll have a different subject every time. But the next podcast will be part 2 of this one, martial arts. Marital arts,
following up whatever happens tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just, I'd imagine that'll probably be a shorter one than this one.
It will most likely be shorter unless we're drinking, and then it will probably be the same length.
You make a good point. Are we always drinking?
Well, that's the point of the podcast, actually, because Clink was your idea because of Clinky.
Good explanation.
It's great because we were completely sober at the beginning of this podcast, and now I'm kind of drunk.
Oh yeah, we killed that bottle of gin, didn't we?
We did a bottle of gin and a bit of whiskey.
Oh yes.
But thanks, guys.
Nice one.
Enjoy the music, Clink. Enjoy the music that I'm assuming I'll edit in. Basically.